Commander. Last week, at the Eye of the Allfather, you were confronted by Imerith, the ancient blue dragon. Your ally, Harshnag, sacrificed himself so that you could escape from her. And an unbefore known ally in the ancient red dragon, Klauth, sent one of his airships to retrieve you from her clutches. Once safe of the region, they offered to take you anywhere you needed to go in the world, and you chose to go to Yatar. And that's pretty much where we left off. Is you got to Yatar, you asked around about the sword. You found out that the sword is now in the possession of a crooked guard captain. And we left off with you guys trying to figure out what to do next. Alright, so I will take you guys over to the Yatar map, and we could just jump right into this thing. Anytime now. There we go.
And we're level 8.
And you are level 8. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do recall hearing a chiming of a bell.
Yes. So, Yatar, a mysterious Venice-like city that is built directly on top of the Deserin River. So, it does a lot of healthy trade and is a very profitable city, sort of right in the middle of the Deserin Valley. Just a hub of trade, both because of the Evermore Way that runs through the city, and also, of course, the river itself that heads north, south, and I believe to the east as well. The city is ruled by a water baroness who has a pretty badass reputation. And order is kept in the city by two groups. Officially, the military force known as the Shields of Yatar, and behind the scenes by a massive all-female thieves guild known as the Hands of Yatar. So, with that knowledge in your back pockets, your assorted backgrounds, your reputation, and all of that, what is your plan to proceed?
So
Split the
yeah.
party. No, I think our Carrick's whole thing with in regards to getting information about the sword, I think we should probably pursue that right now since we're here, and
Okay.
you know, that whole jazz, all that seems like that's how we do that. Does anyone have any strong suggestions? I mean, I had a couple, but I want to see if anyone has anything that they want to contribute first.
Yeah, it was sort of like it was just a general plan. So, it was like have Lars try and infiltrate something to find out more information. So it was just a very, very vague plan.
Okay, well, why don't we start things off with either a persuasion or a gather information check to sort of represent that you guys sort of split up for a little bit to try and rustle up information and clues on your own. That being said, Salem, you will need to stay with Marcus at all times, otherwise you will be killed because you are a monster.
That's right. Yeah,
I don't have any nice way to say it. The Dritz-Duerden civil rights movement has not progressed far enough yet that a flaming manticore would be allowed loose in the city. Unsupervised.
Is Salem's player actually here?
He is. He just was muted.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
He had told us earlier that he was gone. Yeah.
No, he's here tonight. He's just muted.
Here.
Okay.
Okay. So persuasion.
So
Hello.
persuasion or investigation. Each of you may roll, and we'll see how you do based on your backgrounds and your character classes, etc., etc.
Are they trying to persuade to let me in?
I mean, again,
You're in, but you have to be escorted.
yeah, you have to stay with Marcus at all times because he's basically vouching for you as some sort of holy creature of the faith that is working with and for him, sort of thing.
Okay, guys, good. We got all the good rolls out of the way for tonight.
The faith of Salem.
Strong start. All right, you guys find out a number of things. Larionis, you find out that word on the street is that a few nobles have gone missing recently, and that the Water Baroness is looking for people to subtly investigate it. Basically, a small, specialized team of experts, each unique in their own abilities and field, that somehow come together into a cohesive unit and can perform tasks that a larger, more organized or official group would be stymied by. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I just
Yeah.
feel like Sword Saints don't do subtle.
Yeah. So they are.
We're gonna fucking learn.
Yeah. So you kind of find that out. You also get hints that she is very much involved in a very hands-on way with the Hands of Yartar as well. The Hands of Yartar have done an excellent job of seizing almost full control of the city from some of the other organizations like the Zentarum and the Harpers, who do operate within the city, but not to the influential extent that the Hands of Yartar are operating. So that's what you pick up. Marcus, with your background, you receive similar but different information. As a handsome half-elven person do you keep your noble heritage a secret for the most part, or do you flash your card-carrying nobility as you do your investigation?
It's not that I'm. Us that.
I was gonna say, this is the first we're hearing of it.
I'm not even technically a noble. It's more like a faux noble, a false noble, really. I
think
guess.
they call it a bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a fake signet ring, but I think I would more use my sway with the clergy than anything.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So the clergy of the city, Timora is obviously the hotness in Yartar. Yeah. So the big talk is of the recent success of casinos that have started popping up throughout the city, and the number one casino right now goes by the name of the Grand Dame, and it is actually a riverboat casino. And that seems to be what a lot of people are kind of excited about and talking about right now. As far as like what you could learn about the guard captain himself, most of the people that you talk to, like, he's kind of a nobody. But the general understanding is, as a member of the Shields of Yartar, he is a quote-unquote high-profile target. So, going after him openly could be tricky. And you're familiar with this because people within your own faith will sometimes abuse their position of power to get the things that they want. So it's not, completely unheard of that a guard captain would do this. Egan, with your check and your background, you get kind of a similar thing. Helm, not as hot in Yartar. It's a bit more of a town for rogues and thieves than Helm. But you do kind of attract like-minded people. What with you being an acolyte and whatnot, and they kind of dish on you the general organized anarchy that is Yartar, with the warring nobles and the warring merchant guilds, and none of it is like open combat. But people do on occasion die and do on occasion go missing. The shields of Yartar, some of them are good law-abiding citizens, but many of them are crooked. So it comes as no surprise to the people that you speak with that this particular guard captain would be compromised, I suppose, would be one way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yoza, I think, talked to some very informed squirrels.
Okay.
To get
Okay.
us in deep. I mean,
well,
that's pretty good for squirrel talk.
So,
Yeah, as
Gyoza,
well-
what you learn from the squirrels is that many of the animals in this city are afraid of the sewers. The sewers used to be a good place to go and scavenge for treats, essentially. No longer. Many, if not most, of the animals that go down to the sewer are never seen again. And the ones that are refuse to speak of the horrors that they found down there.
Guys, I found the most important thing that we could be doing.
Crash, one thing to note in regards to information gathering. I don't know if it would help at all, but I do have clairvoyance ready just in case I could use that for information gathering for some location.
Yeah, I mean, with
that
your
I'm not
check,
able to-
nobody's been really shifty or withholding of any information that you were after.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Carrick, you already kind of got a bunch of info, but sort of riding the success of last night's interrogation / questioning of young Harthal, you try to find out more about Guard Captain Brenner. Brenner is a mean fish in a relatively big pond, but he has enough clout and sway, and some even say dirt, on fellow officers that no one tries to move against him. He is considered ruggedly handsome by many. He's got baby mamas all over the city. He's generally just a real scuzzy guy. But he's a well-connected scuzzy guy. As far as his weaknesses, he is heavily into gambling, and he has had many formal complaints written up against him, particularly by women, which you do kind of know that Yartar is currently in a blossoming age of like super feminism with the rise to power of the River Baroness and her views on that. So could be something that you leverage against him if you guys, went that route.
Super important question that just became a reality in my head as a possibility.
Okay.
Crash, if I use clairvoyance to see somebody not in the same room as me, and then I used banishment, which obviously also takes a concentration slot, but having cast that with the component that I can see them through clairvoyance, would I be able to still concentrate on banishment and successfully banish them from a different place where my physical body's not in the same room as them?
I don't know if you could. I think you have to see at the time that you're casting. So because they are both concentration spells, you'd have to have some other means to see them remotely without concentrating. So like a higher level solution would be like the wizard in the party mind links everybody. And while everyone's mind linked, someone else scries on a target, and then you're able to take them out that way. But yeah, these are things that can happen. You just have to get around the concentration requirements.
Okay. Because what I figured was you only have to see them initially because they're going to disappear when you cast banishment and they fail.
Right. But as a balancing factor, it's definitely the time of the casting. You've got to be able to see them, and they still have to be within range of the spell as well.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. So
Crash. Question about the information that I gathered. Would this have been from talking to that?
This kind of represents a day, not a day, but several hours of sort of poking around, asking questions, buying people drinks, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Because that's kind of what I had envisioned, like getting people drunk off their asses, but getting them drinking loosens their tongues, gain an understanding. But with the whole into gambling, like he runs it, or he's a gambler and
he is a gambler. Yeah, gambling is very popular in the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Tamura.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to try and get an audience with the River Baroness?
I think that would kill two birds with one stone. I think that would be
or
a really good idea.
3 or 4, maybe. I mean, if we found out that she's, she's in charge of the city, but she's also directly linked to the hands of Yartar. I mean, that's like everything in one meeting. If we could get an audience with her, that's like we can take care of everything at one time.
Also, before we take an audience, we had talked at some point in chat about messaging Sir Zymorn about his son to see if we could get him to be like, yeah, save my son. I'll pay his debts. Try to get him to buy into that.
Pony up, yeah.
Sure. See what he wants to, how involved he wants to be.
Yes.
Yeah. And also it gives us some, messaging Lord Zymorn gives us some credibility as far as what we say we're doing. And since he said yes, you can have the sword, that gives us allows us to lay claim to it, even if we can't leverage the captain as much as we hope we can.
Okay.
Gives us sort of a fallback.
So do you want to do that sending spell before you go? You request an audience with the River Baroness?
Oh yes, we should do that.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. So what is the general gist of the message or the sending, and who is sending it?
Marcus is the only person with sending.
Okay. Do you have it memorized today, Marcus?
I do.
All right.
Yes. Just for this reconnaissance session. Yeah.
All right.
What am I going to be sending exactly? Sorry.
You're going to be sending a message to Lord Zymorn, and basically, however you want to word it, see how involved he wants to be with his son's, saving his son's life, basically.
Okay.
Because he's got all these debts and stuff.
How many words do we have?
25.
25.
Jeez.
Do we want to let him know he's already in jail or already, held captive, and then kind of, I don't know.
That part's not the hard thing to overcome. It's the debt that he's incurred with the hands of Yartar.
Right. No, I guess I assumed if we let him know that he's not just running around the city, like he's already in some trouble, which he kind of knew. I don't know. I don't remember where we left that conversation off. But he's already been.
We'll see what Marcus can do in 25 words.
Yeah.
All right. Lay it on me.
Marcus
I'm typing it out right now.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. While Marcus does that, you guys want to plan what we might say to the River Baroness? Just to give Marcus some more time to type.
Meow.
Okay, beyond that, I think we should be
I'm
direct.
pretty sure I'm supposed to be pretending to not be like
Sentient?
I
All
mean,
powerful, right?
I think your sentience might
Help.
be more of a comfort for people who see the ginormous beast
Yeah,
walking around.
I think I would be more comfortable
Would it?
with
People,
a sentient chimera.
people tend to fear what they don't know.
All right. What should we say to the Baroness?
Basically, I think we just sort of lay it out for her and see if we can make some sort of deal. Like, you know, we can investigate, the missing nobles for her help with the sun and the sword, or we can, investigate like, what's going on in the sewer that's got all the animals scared, because that's probably a significant problem, or a problem that's going to become significant in the near future.
I can always ask the cats of this town.
I don't know if
that might give us a little bit more information than what the prey animals are saying.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll ask the cats.
Okay, give me a persuasion or investigate for the cats of Yartar.
Persuasion
or I mean, yeah.
That's fine.
Do
I
it.
got this.
Do it.
Man.
I'm part cat.
Okay.
11.
Your new form is terrifying to the cats of Yartar.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They keep a healthy distance from you. It is troublesome to get anything useful out of them.
Oh, Marcus, you don't have to tell people who you are.
Can I assert my
Yeah.
With sending, it's specifically built into the spell so that you don't have to.
Is
do
it?
That. Yeah, it's built into the spell. So
Yep. Okay. All right. Well then,
words.
yeah. Then I would delete that part. Oh yeah, that would save
Yeah,
me a
I
lot
think
of time.
your son has incurred massive debt in Yartar to the local thieves guild or to the hands of Yartar.
Or to many people.
I think we need to include the fact that his life is in danger.
Yeah.
And if we can somehow life in danger, paying debts will keep him safe or something. I don't know if there's enough.
Sorry,
room.
Rephrase that real quick for me.
So just start with your son has incurred massive debt.
Yes.
He knows he's in Yartar, so we can just say your son has incurred massive debt to deadly people. Would you be willing to bail him out? Basically,
I would just phrase it as paying his debt will save his life. Because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because he was saying, "Don't spring me, man. Because if I'm walking the streets, I'm a dead man walking." There we go.
I'm at 19. You know what? Yeah, what Lariona said. That sounds good to me. I'll send.
All right. You send. Your son's life is in danger, indebted to Thieves Guild. Do you wish to bankroll his safe return? All right. There's a bit of time that passes before finally you hear Lord Zymorphin reply, sending magic, huh?
God.
Followed by a racist rant that cuts it off after 20 words.
After 22 words.
Tell guards, I'm sending messenger with money, assuming 5,000 or less.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's good information.
so-
I think that sets us up to go see the.
Wait,
Also,
hold on. Is he
let's see if we
sending
can include in
5,000?
that message with that messenger that he has given us charge to lay claim to that sword.
What?
Oh, he told us previously that we could.
Yeah.
Right, but we need to be able to prove that.
Do we really?
I feel like that's we don't.
I think if if we say that he's sending a messenger with to take care of his debts, they can
if I'm a crooked guard captain and you tell me that a messenger's showing up with 5,000 gold, so just take our word for it. By the way, we also get that sword.
Hold on. So
Like,
here's the
Carrick's
thing.
right.
You should probably tell him how much the bail is. That way he doesn't send just 5,000 gold.
I don't know the exact amount.
We don't know.
Or
Well,
no,
we
no.
know what the
No,
bail
the
is. The
bail
bail
is
is 150. The issue is the other debts. We don't know what those are.
From the
We
hand,
won't
right?
know that until we can talk to the hand.
Also,
Right.
keep in mind that, I mean, they're all the way on the other side of the Evermoors, so it's going to be probably a week or more before
Yeah.
they roll into town.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't want to
So-
rely on a message to get the sword.
Yeah. So we should tell him not to do that because that's unwise,
What?
All right, fine. We'll leave the sword out, but we will have him send the money.
right? What? No,
Yeah,
we're still
let's-
going
Alright.
for the sword.
Right. I'm just. It's just we were talking previously.
I
Chad,
mean,
about
the
some-
guy isn't just going to send, like, you know, a 12-year-old boy with 5,000
Yeah, I was
gold.
gonna say,
Like,
yeah.
he's a lord. He's going to send, you know, knights and shit with like 5,000 gold. Like, he lives
Yeah.
right next to the Evermoors, guys. He's a retired adventurer. Like,
He knows what he's doing.
give him a little bit of credit.
I mean, he let his son have his sword.
No, his
No,
son
his son
stole his
stole
sword.
it.
Oh,
He's
he
also-
let his
yeah,
son
his
steal
son
his sword.
Yeah, I
Kid-
think we're good. I think we.
I'm going to put this
Alright.
out there right now. Children steal from their parents every day, all the time. Okay?
True.
Sounds like you know this from experience.
From both sides of the fence. So
All right, guys.
kids are horrible, and the best thing that could ever happen to you, horrible. So, all right, let's focus on the game.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we're ready to see the Baroness. Or
All right.
attempt to see
We
the
need-
Baroness.
We should
Um,
probably
let's-
find out the total amount so I can respond to it. It sounded the way he worded it was if it's less than 5,000, I'll send.
Okay.
If that's the case, you're probably going to want to meet. You're going to want to use your rogue to thieves cant his way into a meeting with a representative of the Hand of Yartar, which he already has done. You can see her in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
Ooh. And I can show up and be like, since I'm pretending to not be a deity at the moment, I could be like your guard chimera.
Do you recall this woman's name, or did you ever get it?
I'm not sure. Is she Lilino Wind Whispers?
No.
Then I don't think I have her name.
She is Scimitar Samal Ratsu.
What?
I don't
Yeah,
think we
that's
know that name.
definitely not a.
All
Yeah,
right.
I don't recall that name.
Yep, no worries.
Scimitar Samal Yatsu?
Her name is Scimitar.
Well, her nickname is Scimitar because she uses two scimitars. I mean, not all the writing is great. Okay.
She reminds me of my hero, Scimitar Duerden.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
All right,
wow.
Do you want to tap into your rogue back class to gain audience with her before trying to meet with the River Baroness?
I think so.
Okay.
I have some
Sure.
money in the pouch to bribe her with, so yes,
Sure.
I will.
You don't really have to bribe her. I mean, she's gonna get like massive. You're coming with promises of payment of debt, so I think that's.
Until those come, I'm also asking her for information to further our aims. This is how
Oh,
thieves work.
Sure.
And you need to bring a gift of some sort, so that'll work.
Gyoza's got good berries.
Like a moonblade. That's a good gift.
They're
So
very.
I do
Let's
want
all
to
rank
know,
one to largest
Party
rank.
Rogue, do you bring any of the following with you? A half-orc former soldier, who could be her grandfather, your grandma, a flaming manticore, a priest of the lawful good god of lawful goodness, who we all know is not lawful good, or the paladin of the god of rules and hall monitors. Do you bring any of these individuals with you to meet with the representative of one of the larger thieves guilds in the region?
Honestly, by the sounds of that, your grandma would be the best choice.
To be absolutely honest,
Not that Gyoza wants to go.
if he was fine with it, I think what I would do is suggest that Marcus stow away his holy symbol and come along, because I know he's got certain skills that could be useful. And Carrick, if you're willing to pose as hired muscle, and just be like, scary and orcish in the background.
I don't think you're supposed to take hired muscle to a meeting with her.
Well, I mean, he
discussing
is the rogue. You are the druid. I think he might. Let's see what he's doing.
Okay.
I'm game.
And then, Gyoza, if you want to learn a little something, maybe turn into like a mouse, you can sit in my pocket.
As someone who would brag is, well equipped to sway people towards seeing things my way, I would say probably bringing muscle is probably not your best bet. But they do know my face already.
Oh, that's right.
But
actually,
yeah,
you know
so
what?
I don't know.
They know all of our faces except for Egan and Carrick.
And Salem.
Yes.
Just Sam, your man.
Oh, New Salem, yeah. You're my associate. Carrick, join me.
All right, so Carrick and Larionis, you thieves cant your way through the next hour or so. The cost is quite minimal. It comes in at 15 gold in bribes to sort of speed up the process. And in less than 2 hours, you are seated at a booth at a tobacco bar. The air filled with hazy smoke, people dicing at tables, and hard whiskey and brandies being served by the tumbler full. Scimitar Samal Ratsu sits across from you, her hands folded, her eyes watching you carefully. The half-elf is cautious and definitely reading you guys. You do get the feeling that she is confident because she has selected a place for the meeting where she has a lot of backup if needed. All right. So, she sort of motions to you to talk, and basically opens it up by saying, "Is this about teleportation?"
Actually, so when Lars takes a seat, he's going to be smiling, like genuinely warm, and he's going to say, "No, not this time, but," and he is going to slide 5 platinum across the table. And he's going to say, "That is for you for your previous service for the teleportation. Your aid helped me greatly in achieving a personal goal."
Okay. She shrugs and says, "Business is business."
On that note, I understand that a annoying son of an associate of ours has been causing trouble for your guild and owes you substantial money. Goes by the name of Zymorvin. Is there like any reaction from her?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Ugh. 12 was the result.
Okay. It's a bit hard to read her. She definitely is kind of keeping a good poker face on, but in the end, she does sort of say, "Listen, Yartar is having a renaissance age of illicit activity and open gambling. Tymora blesses all of us. There are a lot of people that owe a lot of money, but I do know the individual you speak of. Some washed up noble who tried to make a go of it as a commoner and got himself in a lot of trouble. Couldn't really take to the commoner's life And now, he's in deep. He's in real deep.
How deep are we talking? He is of some small value to an associate of mine. And I
Well,
have
you
been...
know how interest is. As of this morning, I think he had just crested 3,000 dragons.
Hmm.
Yeah, he went a little crazy. I guess when you're used to having daddy's money, you don't really know what your limits are when you don't have any money.
So Lars is gonna kind of hold his hands palms up in kind of that gesture of, putting it all on the table, as it
Mm.
were. And he's just gonna look her in the eyes and say, "And what will his interest reach if Daddy's money doesn't reach Yartar for about a week?"
Oh, daddy's money is coming to Yartar? I find that to be a believable statement, given I know for a fact I personally helped you get to Silvery Moon recently.
It
Is that why you're
it's in the
back in town?
It is in the process of being arranged. I simply need to make sure that the arrangements are all in order before this exchange can go forward.
I see. Well, because you're a professional, and I'll take you at your word, and we'll put a stop on the debt for now. 7 days? We'll go a full 10. His life is not forfeit as long as we receive 3,000 dragons within the next 10 days. If the money isn't paid by then, we will have to make an example out of him.
I'll just nod like yes, the cost of doing business, as it were. And then almost as if it's like an afterthought, like, oh, one more thing. He had a sword with him that belongs to us.
Oh, it belongs to you. Oh.
Well, his father gave it to us and then discovered that his son had made away with it. We are looking to secure the blade as well, and we understand there may be some interference from the guard captain. And frankly, I'm just curious to know if you have any insight on that. And I'll slide another 10 platinum across the table.
Oh, wow, 10 platinum, shit. That's 100 gold. Yeah, she kind of fans herself a little bit, and the money disappears, sleight of hand. She says, "That's weird because there is a really powerful magical sword that I am aware of that used to be in the possession of this young man that I was willing to take as payment for his debt, given its great value, especially in this hard time that we find ourselves in. Arondite's dark blade of blessed fortune, signature weapon of the once great hero, Zymorvan."
Indeed, it is actually these times that cause the Sword Saints to be interested in such a blade.
It is a great sword for killing giants, which seems to be your calling. Here's the problem. The idiot, I don't want to say gave, because it most assuredly was taken from him by force, but lost the blade to his commanding officer. A commanding officer that we are hard-pressed to act upon, despite our great desire to do so. It's important that the hand and the shield work in unison. It would be viewed very badly if we moved against him when he, by all rights and accounts, was simply flexing his position of power and taking what was owed to him.
I see. Well, we will make sure that your guild is provided the funds to make it worth your while, even if you don't have the sword. In the meantime, I trust that I can reliably have assurance that this commander will not receive word of our meeting in my interest until such time as we act outside of your symbiotic relationship.
If you really want to make something happen here, you might want to just go above everyone's heads. I don't suppose, as semi-famous adventurers, you have any clout you could swing around and maybe just ask the River Baroness to, make him give you the sword? I mean, she is the boss.
It has. I'm just gonna kind of smile as if like, oh, you got. It is my next planned meeting.
Ah. Do you need any assistance with that, or?
Well, certainly if the hand is able to arrange a meeting, or at least an invitation, I would be...
We know people. We could have something arranged by this afternoon.
I would be much obliged.
Well, on that note, I have work to do. Expect an invitation to meet with the Baroness at her manor before sunset.
Lars will incline his head, like with actual legitimate respect, and he will thank her graciously. And
a question, if I may. I apologize if I speak out of turn, but a clarifying question, if I may. You said that the captain is outside of the realm of your influence due to needing to balance the scales on the relationship. Beyond that, though, is he protected? Does he have allies beyond those he has manipulated to his favor?
No, he's just an extremely lucky and terrible person. As far as I could tell, he has no actual strong connections. It's not like he's secretly a Zentarum agent or anything like that. He's just a big, mean dog who happens to have ingratiated himself to some more powerful people.
May I ask who?
I mean, his superior officer, who seems to have made it his personal vendetta against every woman in this city that we would have the audacity to ask for more than our fair share. His words, not mine. Yartar used to be a rough and rowdy town, but it also used to be a bit of a boys' club. The Baroness is changing things, and a lot of the older gentlemen in the city don't like that too much. They allow dogs like Brenner to run rabid and shield them from harm and retribution, as sort of a petty way of reminding us of our place. And she kind of like rubs at these scars by her busted eye as she says that.
Thank you for the clarification. Much obliged.
All right. So you guys meet back up with this new information. Within about an hour or so, you do receive a summons via a tressum, a flying winged cat, that you are to go and speak with the River Baroness at her estate.
Fantastic.
I always make this Brenner guy disappear.
I gotta use my
Actually, Crash, I did send a whisper
Mm-hmm.
just to see if that was...
Something that we might
You know what, I think
consider.
Salem's going to go by.
presenting.
I think I'm going to get some water as well.
Okay.
I'll hold that thought.
All right, noted.
I guess as you guys come back and relay information, I'll do a sending to Lord Zymorvin that the amount is 3,000, and I would say probably a buffer of maybe 500 if there's any issues or whatever. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Suggest a buffer, but not an amount.
Okay. Yeah, I will tell him. Yeah, and I'll tell him that we're on our way to get the sword and the 3,000.
So you're gonna update Zymorvin that we're working on retrieving the sword as per our agreement. Yartar has agreed to his release. You'll need 3,000 gold. Is that? And within 10 days probably is a key factor there.
Within 10 days.
Okay.
And
must have within 10 days.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Zymorvin would get back to you and say, what kind of trouble did that jackass get himself into this time? I thought my heart had turned to stone, but here I am, preparing for another journey. All right.
Well, snap, he's coming himself.
Sounds like. That could be good.
What's the estimated travel time from there to here following the road?
Oof, I do believe it's about 7 days. Yeah.
Hopefully he's got a
Okay,
ranger
yeah.
with him.
Yeah, within the next day, I'm gonna cast divination to just check if that's gonna work out. Or
Okay. Yeah.
so that'll be the next day.
All right.
Hey guys, what sounds like I missed something.
Oh no, they just did a sending to let Zymorvin know how much money he needed, and he only had 10 days to do so.
Okay.
All right. So the Water Baron's Hall. It sits at the very center, doesn't it? No. All right. Baron's Hold is over here. There we go. Let's see. Over here. There we go. Yeah. Let me change up the music just a little bit real quick.
Something we may want to consider is a political move for the Baroness, if she isn't already thinking in those terms, is make an example of the old boys that tend to make life difficult. This captain, his superior, sent a clear message as far as authority.
I mean, yeah, I was kind of thinking that it would be a good idea to do something, but in order to make sure that there's no repercussions on either the hands or even on the Baroness, not gonna lie, I'm kind of tempted to insult him or provoke him in such a way that he challenges me to a duel.
Given your track record, you think maybe somebody else should do that?
No, I'm pretty sure I can handle him. With the
Okay.
Moonblade, I now have a shield, and I can also sneak attack. Not sneak attack, but I have a sneak attack mechanism that I can still do even if I'm one-on-one fighting somebody. And with the sneak attack damage, pretty much only Egan, I think, could probably do more single target damage than me as far as like focus damage.
You know, it's not all about DPS though. There's a lot of
but I
stuff
also,
involved.
and I can have damage against me for one attack every round or Misty Step out of his range. So I don't know. It's a theory.
All options are on the table.
So
Take the meeting and see where we go.
the building is a large, squat building with a vaulted roof. Within it are all sorts of meeting rooms, a vast feast hall, and of course, grand chambers wherein the Water Baroness lives. The hall is built of lovely white and gray marble. There are rich tapestries and ornate statues filling each of the high-ceilinged chambers. As you arrive, you do see that there are heavily armored guards all over the complex, as it were. And as it is late afternoon, but the weather is decent, you meet out on the veranda, and a older but lovely woman eventually comes out to sit with you, and as she does, she sort of nods at everyone in turn. You guys can do whatever it is you do around nobles, I guess.
Panic?
I am very afraid to greet her, considering the exchange I wrote in the chat earlier today.
All right, so there's this lady right here, River Baroness Nestra Ruthiol. All right. So as she takes a seat, very prim, very proper, very ladylike. Tea is brought out by servants on a beautiful little wheeled silver tray with like a, the whole service set. They bring out tiny sandwiches for you guys to eat, bowls of berries and cubed cheese, and she looks at you guys and says, "Oh, do you mind? It's been a long day and I skipped lunch."
Not at all, Lady Baroness.
So, I hear that you're adventurers of a sort? The Sword Saints of Phandalin. An interesting town to affix to your title.
It merely stuck with the name, as seeing that our group had begun forming after we promptly saved the town from issues that were plaguing it.
It's good to remember where you came from.
Indeed.
So you wish to speak with me. That is interesting, because I happen to be looking for adventurers for a very concerning issue of my own. Perhaps this meeting will have us reaching a mutually satisfying conclusion. But you, please, go first. What is it you wish of me?
Indeed. Lady Baroness, it seems there is a gentleman, the son of Lord Hartho Zymorvan, who had traveled to your
Oh,
beautiful town
Zymorvan.
recently.
Oh,
Indeed, yes, the very.
that fat racist. I'm sorry.
I smirk.
I didn't know he had any children. I didn't think there was any women in the realms that would lie with such a man. All right, continue.
Only one.
Only one, and only the one time, she says as she leans
Yes.
forward and puts a finger to her nose.
As I was saying, this gentleman is a bit of a gambling issue, and
No, then
we
he
are
came to the
handling
wrong
that.
city.
Indeed, that's what I said. As he found himself here, he got himself into issues with some people associated with debt collection, as well as issues with the guard themselves. The main issue I'm here to speak with you about, because we've handled the other.
I'm
former.
trying to be professional, I really am, but what creature is that? That flaming lion with the wings? Is that one of your summoned monsters, or some sort of
No,
strange eldritch companion?
He is a magical sentient creature, an ally, actually.
Oh,
And
then he's not for sale.
Unfortunately, no. Actually, well, I'll ask Salem. Are you for sale?
I mean, kitty, you could live here and have the best food and milk. No nasty monsters could hurt you.
Salem, do you want to roll a new character?
I assume he would either like say in his, actually man voice like meow, or
I don't
And,
know. I kind of feel like Salem would take umbrage to the implication.
Maybe.
Being kept as a pet.
Hmm. I see. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We can address this later. I did not mean to interrupt you.
not at all, Lady Baroness.
It can
as
just be lady or baroness. Baroness sort of implies that I'm a lady already.
Indeed, my lady. And I'll continue with what I'm saying, and follow. The gentleman had happened to have Lord Zymorvin's sword, his very own sword, stolen, and the fool had lost it, specifically to a man by the name of Brenner, or the captain of the guard, I believe, or one of the guards.
She sort of narrows her eyes a bit. Oh, Brenner. I have heard of him.
Indeed.
They say
from
he's
what I
quite
understand-
handsome and charismatic.
I wouldn't know, but I have yet to meet the gentleman myself.
Well, they don't say
The-
he's a gentleman.
Very
You
well.
are correct, my lady.
The point being is that the sword that he took from the son of Zymorvin happens to be given to us by Harthos himself. But we've been on a quest of late to handle the giant incursions here in this area.
Yes, an absolute shame what happened to Tribor.
Yes, absolutely it is. I would absolutely hate for something similar to happen here, because we weren't able to secure what we needed. in
But
order
the
to handle
acquisition
the
of this
giant.
single blade can protect all of Yartar from the giants.
I believe the acquisition of this single blade could protect the entire continent in the right hand.
Such a blade! I have heard of the blade, and I heard of its reputation against giants. I did not know it possessed such long-reaching powers as to quell all the giant activity in the Sword Coast. Am I to understand if I were to order this sword handed over to you, you would just set up shop here in Yartar and keep us safe from giants forevermore?
While
Uh,
I
we
We've got
intend to
some-
seek out the giants and to use the sword definitively to end the threat.
yes,
Yes.
From the intel that I've received, it is all of the giants. You seek all of the giants with a single sword? I do not mock. I am simply trying to understand.
We seek to end the ordinary.
I don't know what that means, but
That's the name for this crazy path of destruction that all the giants have been on lately.
I see. And this sword is the key to ending this Gordoning.
The sword is a potent weapon that we
It would
plan
go a
to
long way
employ
towards it.
in an excursion towards shutting down the ordinary.
I see.
It does not require us to fight all of the giants, merely to disrupt their plans enough that they cannot see them to fruition and will return to where they came.
I can have the sword any time. Not a problem. I would love to come down hard on that particular individual. In fact, I'll just banish him while I'm at it.
Oh, I could do that.
Now,
I'll say hello.
Now, certainly, my lady. Such a kind and gracious gesture.
Oh,
from
no,
you
I hadn't finished yet.
demands that we do something as generous in return.
How absolutely polite of you to volunteer before I could saddle you with such a social obligation.
Yes, absolutely.
Again, Lars does a thing where he kind of holds his hands up, palms up, like, but of course.
I have had 3 of my noble supporters go missing in as many weeks. This is a difficult time for me, as the position of Baron is an elected one. And if I lose too many supporters, I could lose my position, and by losing my position, I could lose a great deal more. I believe that my rival, Lord Dryland, is responsible for this. Now, here's what I know. 3 nobles have gone missing over the last few weeks. Their names are likely unimportant to you, but I can provide them to you if you need them. They were all young men. And, you know, not too young. She kind of, like, smiles a little bit as she says that. So, Arton Rosolio, Jacob Dawnflower, and Timothy Zalberg. Timothy was a regular at the Grand Dame Casino, which is owned by Lord Dryland. Jacob, well, he was mixed up with the Hand of Yartar, and I hear that they're dangerous individuals, so perhaps something happened there. And then Artan, I haven't heard from him in some time, and he and I have a very special relationship, so I am concerned that he has also gone missing in a manner similar to the first 2. Now, you might ask, why haven't I just sent my shields to Dryland directly? The way things work here in Yartar, it's all about appearances. If I openly accuse him of something that I have no evidence to support, I look desperate, afraid, and as though I am too weak to handle my own problems. That would only serve to strengthen his position. But by getting an outside party involved, a cat's paw, as you know, they say, I can reap the benefits of your success and deny the repercussions of your failures.
Oh, ha, cat's paw. I get it.
She beams at you and says, are you sure you wouldn't like to just settle down here, kitty kitty? There's no reason for you to risk your life out there with the giants.
I don't like people looking down on me.
Oh no, you would be revered.
Oh no.
By
There you
how
go, Salem.
many?
That word is a charged word here.
Ah, I see. So,
Baroness.
despite
I
all
have-
appearances, he is a cat then.
What? No.
Baroness.
He's an awakened being.
There's
I have power,
And-
thank you very much.
an issue. It's probably not related, but I figured I would ask anyway. I asked around town with the animals, and there seems to be something dangerous going on in the sewer.
Oh,
Would you have any idea what that would be about?
I most assuredly would not, but I mean, this is Faerun. I mean, if it's dark and scary, it's bound to have monsters living in it.
This would be something recent.
I mean, look at Waterdeep. Their sewers are like 21 floors of deadly dungeon. I mean,
True.
Would you mind if I investigated that?
you do not need my permission to go down into the sewers. But I would ask that for the safety of your tar and all the realms, I want to give you this sword as quickly as possible. Therefore, it would be in your best interest to be on that riverboat tonight before it sets sail. That way you can ask around, find out what happened to Timothy Solberg, and I don't know, give me your professional opinion of Lord Dryland if he happens to be in attendance.
Baroness, you said that all three of these nobles were supporters of you,
Correct.
and clearly they had your favor publicly.
Correct.
Perhaps it may aid our investigation if, and I'm just gonna shoulder Marcus. towards her
Oh, I
and
see.
say,
I
yes.
see. A bit of a public display. Are you a noble, Marcus? You don't seem to be.
I do have a heritage, and I'll show my false signet ring of
Okay.
of a duke.
All right. She kind of looks at it and says, it would be hard to fabricate such a complex story on such short notice, but we could certainly try. What about this? What if we went for a walk, you and and I showed you some of the sights of the city publicly, where it could be seen, and we'll make a fuss about the wealth that you and your family are planning to bring to the city, and in support of my rulership.
And this would be as a, so to say, subverted attack at Dryland. Is that correct?
Well, I think what your friend here is trying to say is that if we are seen together and then you are later seen alone, you might be targeted. I'm pretty sure he's trying to use you as bait.
Lars is just nodding, like he just can't understand why Marcus didn't get this.
Yeah, I was trying my hardest.
Marcus, you remember through all the concussions and the electrical discharges that have constantly assaulted your brain. You do remember that time that you went snooping to try to watch two people get it on in a graveyard, and you got jumped by
Yeah.
some bandits all by yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, so when you hear that they want you to be bait, I think those memories might come flooding back a little bit.
They flashback.
Yeah.
Yes, Vietnam style. I'll say I understand now, solemnly, and I'll say indeed.
That would also
we
help
do.
support some falsified invitations that we could have made to ensure that you are invited. The casino is very top shelf. You'll all need to come up with, oh gosh, what is the time? As she kind of opens a locket and says, we only have about 3 hours to prepare, so whatever you guys need to do to get onto that boat, do it, I suppose. You'll come with me, and we're going to take a walk through the city.
Absolutely. All right. Then I will.
Milady, a question, if I may.
Mhm.
Need we be better attired to gain access to the ship?
Well, it depends on how you're accessing the ship. If you were, perchance, a rich, foolish noble's bodyguard, then you would be able to just go as you are. If you were trying to pose as easily fleeced sheep, eager to lose everything they had at the casino, you would need to be a little more floofy.
Understood. Many thanks.
What does that even mean, floofy?
It may be problematic for sweet little pussy, though. Maybe you should just stay here with me tonight.
I'm okay with that.
That would mean
It
one
would-
less
It would make
individual wandering
infiltration
off during
easier.
the inquiries.
Unless you have some means by which you could disguise him for an extremely long time.
Mm.
I'm pretty good with the disguise kit.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Really? A,
You should've slapped
disguise
some
kit
makeup
for
on
your flaming flying lion? That must be some disguise.
Do you see my tail, Marcus?
Hey,
Jesus.
Marcus.
Yeah,
Marcus.
okay, fair.
Marcus.
Yes.
Yozo will whisper you that thing that I sent you in the PM.
Just shave him and say that.
Oh, how about we masquerade as though he were my pet, perchance, or
You know I don't like that word.
You
No,
could,
I
well-
meant Yozo, not
oh,
Salem.
you mean Gyos? Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, I thought you meant Salem in that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
Yeah,
you have to
no, I
look
read it wrong.
defenseless. You can't have a giant like manticore thing standing next
Yeah.
to you.
yeah,
Like,
she
Yeah,
she
fair.
kind of circles you and like puts a hand on your armor, and she's like, "You can't be wearing any of this if you're going to be bait."
Yes, indeed. I do have some fine clothes that I can change into, or my vestments. Fine clothes would probably do better.
Well,
And-
the riverboat will leave shortly after sunset, and it will not return until some time after midnight. So just be prepared for that.
And Marcus, will
Alright.
you let Gyoza pretend to be your pet?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'll bring up and mention to her that my druidic ally here is capable of changing shapes into a creature, how perhaps like a wolf as a pet.
Well,
I was thinking.
what of this
I was
one right
thinking
here? Hellmite. You don't speak much? Have you taken a vow of silence, or are you stunned by how prosperous a city could be when they don't worry themselves to death over every little rule?
I mostly just let the others do the talking and I do the swinging.
Interesting.
Though I am impressed. I've never seen a city like this before.
All right, well, let us take a walk. The rest of you figure out what you're going to do. I'll make sure whatever paperwork we need to have that will not connect directly to me will explain away your inclusion on the ship. If you can't think of anything else, consider, I guess, posing as help? Recent hires, perhaps?
Oh, I intend to show up as a noble who is there to gamble.
Gyoza will go ahead and take the form of a very expensive-looking white mink.
Okay.
And, just hang out like on Marcus's shoulders.
Is that what that white? Is that what that white fuzzy thing is in his token art? Is that you? In the
I suppose so.
It is now.
As
okay.
it is now, yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Just
I guess it might
trying
be
to look
just
expensive.
easiest. Sorry. I guess it'd be easiest for Egan and I to pose as your bodyguards.
Agreed.
Very honest.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay.
I take it you're both substantially taller than 5'5".
Yes.
Okay, then definitely Lars does not have a suit of fine clothes that would fit you to make you look other than a bodyguard. Also, his clothes are fitted for an elf, so teenage girl.
All right. So as you guys head out into the streets of Yartar in the late afternoon, the River Baroness greets everyone who recognizes her. and then introduces you. So what is the family crest that your ring speaks of?
So it's a ring. It has an M on it. It's a ring. It's a signet ring of a false signet ring of a duke. For my background, one of the items I would have, and it's not a real duke, but it would have the signet crest of an M, which would be Marcus's original last name.
Okay.
And,
do you share this so that she can introduce you properly with a surname, or does she have to make one up?
I would say, oof. That's a real tough. I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
She makes it up.
Okay. Yeah, she introduces you as Marcus Kingsley out of Neverwinter.
Okay.
Whose family made a lot of money in the fire crystal industry. There's this whole like rift, the elemental plane of fire underneath Neverwinter. It's a whole thing. And that you wanted to get away from the cold, and live somewhere a little more beautiful and a little more fun. And you have brought your money with you, and that you are her very special friend who is strongly supportive of her views as both a businesswoman and a feminist. And so that is the story that she spreads all over town in the hour or so that you guys walk around. This being the city of gossip, it spreads very quickly.
Marcus is a strong advocate of gender equality.
Sure. While you're on the walk, are you wearing your hoity-toity clothes and your pet mink and looking like a total floof?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I will have no armor on.
All right. Give me a performance check to see how much of a floof you come across as.
Oh, it's the worst one.
Can I give him advantage for?
Oh yeah. For sure.
Wait,
I would just have my sword though. Would that be reasonable?
Oh no, every floof carries around a sword to overcompensate.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Especially one that's as fancy as yours.
Actually, before you left, Lars would have tied a ribbon onto your hilt.
Oh, nice.
No.
The bigger the floof, the bigger the sword.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you come across as pretty floofy. You were already there since you're a half elf, but yeah, it's very, very floofy. There is, of course, some extra gossip thrown in that the reason you moved here from Neverwinter is because you are actually the bastard son of an illicit affair with an elven princess, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, but it seems to be working. You're getting a lot of looks, a lot of stares as you kind of make your way through the city. She does play it up. There are occasional lean in and whisper in your ear, and kind of rub her nose against your cheek and pepper you with kisses in front of people and stuff. Really kind of showing that she supports you as much as you support her. She's definitely
Absolutely.
yeah. All right. You did know when you did some investigations earlier in the day that she has her own gossip surrounding her. It is rumored that she did get somebody's husband killed once with her penchant for solidifying her political alliances with romantic trysts. So that was, a thing that did come up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. Back at the place, what do you guys? Yeah. What is the plan? Egan, are you just gonna suit up as a Helmite for hire, or are you going to kind of stow the holy symbol and go for a more just mercenary guard kind of thing?
I probably would lean on the Lars and Carrick to see what made sense. He'd be open.
Okay.
So yeah, what benefits the situation?
All right, Karak, Larionis. Larionis, are you putting on your elven floof attire?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna throw on my I'm gonna say my blue outfit that's laced in gold trim. That'll be my thing for this evening. No armor, no shield. Obviously, that would just not be proper in such a thing. I will of course have my moonblade and on one hip and the silvered rapier on the other. But other than that, it's just yeah, he looks all fancy. I playing up the background, the Far Traveler background, the All Eyes on Me class background feature. I do, however, still wear my mask. I do not reveal my face to the common folk of this town. For
okay.
this, yeah, it's part of the part of the background thingamajigger here. Boom.
Part of the mystique.
Okay. So you're going like full elf on this one, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like traditional elven fancy clothes. Speaking with like a deep elven accent, like the whole deal. Like really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. Grudgingly speaking common to those who cannot understand. Not even my elven, but my espruar. Like, and putting on total airs.
Got it. All right. I would say that preparations for this event would probably consume the rest of your day. Does anyone have anything super pressing they wanted to do beforehand?
I want to unload some merchandise, but if you can just say yeah, go ahead and do it because it's just basic stuff, like the weapons I'm not going to be using.
Gotcha.
One thing I would like to suggest, I don't know if that would help sell it. Definitely we want to just come off as mercenary thugs for hire, but given the presentation that Larionis is making, do we want matching uniforms?
That's what I was thinking.
It might not be a bad idea. And do you want to do something like maybe matching tabards or something so you could still benefit from your armor, those of you that wear it? Or okay.
I think we would need some matching armor.
All right, so you probably got to get something thrown together that's like blue and silver to match Larionis's thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And are you guys agreed on your cover story? That Larionis is an elven noble who is essentially traveling inland to try to sate his immortal boredom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, at this point, you just described my character's reality.
I was gonna say that sounds like him.
That's after I got the sword.
All the best lies are embedded in truth.
All right.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Okay. Let's see. I guess night would be setting in, and you guys would be heading down to the docks district. There is actually a really cool map for this area. So, I mean, I had the map for the veranda, but I was hoping you wouldn't kill the leader of Yartar, so I didn't.
Guys,
Don't worry,
I wouldn't.
We're now known as the Fallen Saints of Phandalin.
Oh.
Am I gonna be hanging out with the weird lady, or do you want me to come with you?
I mean, we're gonna need to do something about your appearance if you want to come with us. Do you have any illusion magic? No. Can we? Oh, if we polymorph,
But I can read your mind.
I mean.
Just polymorph him into like a mouse and then just squash him. But
how?
Yeah, but
No,
it's gonna
only
be
good for an hour.
yeah, they're gonna be at sea or well, not at sea, but on the river for a while.
What if we brought Salem along as we claim he is my like my elven house's not specialty, like we breed them, but like he's what I brought with me from Evermeet to see the world and protect me. Would Salem be open to that deception? Because clearly we know this is not the truth, and that you are the truth of God.
As long as I'm not a mouse.
No, you wouldn't be. I mean, they may outright refuse your entry, but I think it would fit. I'm enough of an oddity, or at least playing myself off as enough of an oddity, that having a truly like an obvious sentient mystical creature like at my side at all times would maybe just heighten it. Hopefully we can try and persuade them. So yeah, let's bring Salem. And Carrick and Egan, I put something in the chat there just as a general plan. Because I figure if anyone's going to be targeting Marcus, they're going to be watching him like a... So if we can get as much of the crowd to focus on Larianis instead of Marcus, then if people are studiously still paying attention to Marcus, then they will be dismayed to know that you're not actually there to guard me.
Yeah, Marcus would be focused completely on playing the part because, well, one, he hates it, so he has to consciously make sure he'll do it, but like he's trying to make sure he's not messing up.
Yeah.
Deal.
So Salem, come next to Lars. And Marcus, do you want to try and board the ship first, or do you want me and my entourage to do so?
I think me and the Baroness would most likely go first. That seems to make sense, right?
I don't think the Baroness is joining us on this, if I understand correctly.
Or wait, that's right. It would be me first. Me by myself then.
Okay.
Might I make a suggestion? If Larionis goes in first, we can then observe crowd reacting to you coming on board, Marcus.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Go.
And are there any spells that we want to get off now that in terms of
like preparation,
anything, that we can just do so we're not doing it on the ship?
Yo's is taking a nap.
Lars has no magic. I will. So obviously, I don't have an ever-burning arrow on me or anything like that. But I do have, as a clasp on my cloak, a hidden leaf token.
And you'd have your rapier, right?
I have my rapier on one hip, and I have my my moonblade on the other. So.
Okay.
Because they're both fancy and like intricate looking.
Very hoity-toity.
Okay.
Oh yes. Yeah. I'm. This is the life I come from, boys.
Okay, then yeah, you guys would be going first, and then I would be following a little while after.
Okay.
All right.
All by yourself?
I
Well,
suppose,
with your mink, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, with my mink. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess the camera shows Larionis, elf floofing his way down the docks district with his entourage of bodyguards and magical creature. All right.
I take it this is a guard. I will just like a noble would. I'm just gonna stride past this guard because I belong this way. So I'm just
Okay. He both guards sort of have weapons drawn as they see Salem.
Oh, if they draw their weapons, I'll kind of stop, literally as I've walked past them, and I stop almost as an afterthought, and I turn to them and I'm like, "Put away your steel." But I say it in Esperoir.
Okay. They have no idea what you're talking about. And they say, "Hey, what's with the cat?"
That cat belongs to my lord. You will let it and my lord pass.
All right, give me an intimidation check.
Can I bristle and give him advantage?
He kind of straightens up a little bit, and he says, "Good luck getting on that boat." And he kind of turns away and kind of looks a bit chuffed. Not so much intimidated, just like he doesn't even feel like dealing with it. Like, you know what? The boat's about to leave. It'll be somebody else's problem. Is sort of the attitude that he has.
Real quick aside, sorry, Salem, I need to know something before we continue this.
Yeah,
You said
what's
you can read our minds. If Lars thinks a thing to you, can you think it to Egan or Karak?
That was a lie.
Plan out the
Okay.
window.
Also, just to clarify the role playing, how are we addressing you, Baroness?
Oh yeah.
Just Lord.
Lord,
Lord Ravane.
Lord Ravane.
Lord
Got it.
Ravane. Okay. Also, by now, Lars, you would know that Egan can speak Elvish if that comes useful.
Okay, yeah. So what we'll basically do is, because Lars is, of course, too good for this shit. Whenever he needs to address the normies on this ship, like anyone who doesn't seem noble, he'll, in Elvish, he will tell Egan, like, tell them to do that. Even if they understand Elvish, he'll still tell Egan to tell them whatever. Like, you get to talk to the normies for me.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yes,
Crash,
yes, my lord.
Crash, what are these?
Those are guard drakes. Dire guard drakes. They are not something a druid can turn into. If
Yeah.
that, I don't know why I thought that might be what you were asking, but yeah.
Do you have a problem with that in other groups?
No, I don't know what you mean. All right. As you approach, yeah, I think guard drakes are common enough. Any of you who see them, you could attempt a knowledge, nature, or arcana check to see if you know more about them.
Apparently, the one I skipped that class in Arcana school.
Okay.
Same.
Okay. I mean, if you just want to live with the mysterious state of ignorance, you don't have to roll.
Knowledge is
Yeah,
power,
this-
Crash.
Yeah. Salem, Marcus, and Gyoza, you do recognize these as dire guard drakes. They are sort of the wolves of the Dragon Kingdom. So they are not as smart as people do's. But they are certainly more smart than most animals. Yeah, they some of them have breath weapons, depending on the variety. But they are exceptional in that among all dragons, they are probably the easiest to domesticate. There are also hunting drakes, spitting drakes. Essentially, a drake is a dragon without wings. And while there are many different varieties, hunting drakes and dire hunting drakes are by far, guard drakes and dire guard drakes are definitely the most common that you're going to see in sophisticated lands. They are pricey though. Each of those specimens was probably about 3,000 gold.
Yeesh.
Yeah,
Let's get one.
yeah, they
I was
are.
just gonna say, I'm like, wait a sec.
All right. As you approach, you see this half orc right here, whose miniature was made a very long time ago when they were super low res. There he is. He's so handsome, though. Oh, look how handsome this young half orc is. I say young because you can see Sergeant Carrick Borgash out of the corner of your eye, and this is like Father Time, and this is like Baby New Year. Like that's All right.
So,
As you
Lars, like,
approach, you see the drake moves in front of the ramp, and this guy holds up his hand and he says, "Wait right there."
Lars like sniffs with impatience, like he just
Oh,
can't.
I see. One of those. All right. Which of you speaks for your master?
Oh yeah, Egan was speaking. Well, I guess we talked about it a second ago.
Salem stands up on his hind legs like a person. I do.
Oh, fuck. I'm
Ah.
saying this out of character, but
The,
All right, look.
Egan will step forward.
Hold on. I want to put this out here. As a half-orc, I've grown up with a lot of racism. I've had to deal with a lot of prejudices. I've worked my ass off to become the captain of this ship and a trusted employee, Mr. Dryland. I take my job very seriously, and I don't let people onto this boat unless they are on the list. All that aside, I just want to say that you're the most fucked up tabaxi I've ever seen.
Carrick is going to look back at Salem and give him a look and say, "Don't say a word.
Also,
don't keep your mouth shut."
You can't go in there with no clothes on. So
I'm wearing a vest, if you can't tell.
yeah, but I can see your dick and balls. You're not gonna. It was okay before you started going on your hind legs and talking. Now it's a problem.
He's scheduled to be fixed next week.
It doesn't matter. Hey,
All right.
look, no pants, no service. So run along. I'm sorry. I don't know which of you is going to be beaten to death by this sun elf or whatever. But you need to come back when you're presentable, or you need to leave your friend here behind. And you know what? Let's save you guys some trouble. Are you even on the list? Who am I looking for here? And he takes out his clipboard.
Ooh. Egan will hand him the invitation.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
Per Lars's visit.
That's some big money.
At this point,
still gotta have some pants. You're still gonna need some pants.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Larion
so
has just held out a blanket for Salem, so he ties it around his waist like a
Valara's blanket.
Like a sarong. You're gonna make
Like
a
a
sarong
sarong.
out of a blanket.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, yeah, legit. Lars has been carrying Valara's blanket around this entire time. Yes, he has.
Okay.
Oh wait,
We're not kink shaming anybody, so
even more on brand. Salem will be like, no, it's okay, and he'll pull out one of the bear hides and tie it around him. Like,
Oh goodness.
And Egan will hand the captain 10 gold because he has no idea what a good
he
offer
looks
is,
at
and
the
just
10
say,
gold. He shakes his head slowly, and then he
Damn.
kind of raises his clipboard up four more times. He raises his clipboard up 4 more times.
And then he puts out 40 gold.
Okay, he raises it one more time.
Oh yeah, I see. I meant 40 more gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 50.
He says, oh, yeah, so, Ravane +3. Yeah, I see that on there now.
Salem's like wearing a toga now.
Yeah.
Bearskin toga.
All right, I guess I can, I guess I could let you in then. And he kind of makes a low growling sound in his throat, and the drake kind of slithers off to the side and chuffs.
Was that in Draconic?
I mean, a low growl in his throat. I would say it was probably just a growling sound.
Oh, like a non-verbal command.
Oh yeah. So like the equivalent of a whistle, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lars will just kind of stride forward confidently and head onto the boat.
All right.
And then
Let me. Okay.
so I have an invitation. correct?
Salem isn't
From-
used to walking on 2 legs.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
terrible. Yeah. It's like a huge dude wearing high heels for the first time.
Or just a regular dude wearing them for the
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah. You're just sort of stumbling, tumbling. You almost take you and Carrick off the gangplank into the river.
I swear to fucking God, Salem, we're gonna put you at the bar and you're not gonna move.
I'm alright with this.
All right. As you head inside, it changes to casino music, because
So it
how
feels
often do
like
we
the
ever get to use
first
that?
time.
Now there is one vital question I have to ask to determine what table I go to in order to start this whole distraction before Marcus comes in. I don't know if this is just a coincidence of miniature usage, but is that Valara?
Oh, it is.
Okay. So Carrick and Egan have no idea.
Is that
Nope.
is that a monkey wrench for what you're trying to do tonight? Is that because
Oh no!
It's
I have no idea what's going on.
Yes.
Someone explain, please.
I think that just makes
You
it
guys will
even
have to-
better.
All right.
you guys we could tell you about it after the session, but for now, Lars, he walks in imperiously gazing across the room and all of a sudden kind of stops, and the facade of confident, arrogant noble almost turns into like excited teenager as he strides through the crowd, pushing past.
Oh, stop right there. Stop him. Yeah, you see these beef ass golems start like arm blades start like opening up and their eyes start glowing with hellfire.
Ooh.
As this happens, you guys see a very strange human question mark just throw her head back and laugh uproariously as she pulls many chips towards her. And then sort of shares a comment with the other people at her table, etc., etc. You can tell that Larionis's eyes are drawn in that general direction. This woman, stern, serious, possibly from another country.
Hush.
She says, "Hold on. Your first time here?"
Lars will look at her, and he almost said something in common before catching himself, and looks at Egan and just nods yes.
She rolls her eyes, and in Elven, she says, "Is this your first time here?"
Carrick will poke
Esquire.
Egan in the back. So like, come on, speak for Lord Ravain.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll speak to him.
There's no sense in lying to me. I know every face that comes into this casino. The name is Pao Ming, and I am the lady of this casino. If you wish to gamble, you must procure from me the golden geese and a quick appraisal of your magical goods. We don't appreciate cheaters in this House of Timora.
Lars does that, like, you know, the gesture where you kind of roll your fingers, like, yes, keep, like, go on, get
right.
through with this. He
Egan will
does that
still
to Egan.
turn. He'll still turn and tell him in Elvish what she said.
Okay, good. You're doing great.
Yes.
Yeah, Egan, one of the many like casino stewardesses kind of giggles as you repeat everything again, like like a dumb himbo,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah,
So-
Lars will simply say, tell Egan
All right.
very well. Tell her to give us whatever instructions
Okay.
we need.
She uses a
And-
wand to do detect magic on you. She asks you basically like, what do these items do essentially?
So I'll tap the token, say, Misty Step, to keep me out of danger should anything go wrong.
Okay.
I'm communicating it through. I'm assuming we're for.
Yeah, so I need
Yes,
the four of you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Also, Egan has no idea if this is normal or not, so he is taking this as seriously as possible.
All right.
I thought when the 19 came up from Carrick, it was right as I pushed it. I was like, sweet, and I'm like, wait.
Okay. Also,
Just-
Salem, I need
Salem,
a. Yeah,
Wisdom save.
wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So, Carrick and Egan, obviously, you've done this sort of stuff before. Larionis the Salem, you are compelled to only speak the truth.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
And
Yeah.
what was the question that was asked?
Oh, she's asking about your magical items and what they do.
I am magic incarnate.
She
Oh,
said she
God.
nods. She says, "I can see that, but
I also have a vest that carries many things.
I see. Do you intend to use that vest to cheat this evening?"
What? Cheat at what? I don't even know how to play.
So you're what? Some sort of oddity in this elf lord's menagerie?
Yep. Wait. What?
Egan will cover the backstory
Mm.
of who he's supposed to be.
Oh, I see.
What just happened?
So, young man, are you telling me that this creature that is attempting very poorly to pose as a humanoid is the emotional support animal of your elven lord?
Emotional
He-
support. Ugh, he
Yes.
doesn't need any emotional
Yes,
support.
he is.
He's pathetic.
I see. Are you at
Carrick
liberty?
will,
Are you
try
at liberty to
quickly
reveal to me
nudge
what
the
his emotional
nobleman.
support issues are? Any sort of medical things that we need to be aware of?
He is extremely snobby, and the cat keeps him in place.
I wish more nobles had that.
That's actually, you're telling the truth, even though you don't have to.
I know.
Now, within our
Lars
casino,
is up.
the only currency for drink, for food, and for games is the golden geese. How many golden geese can I get you this evening? Each one is 10 dragons.
What's a
Uh,
dragon?
I'll ask
I
Lars
mean,
how
what's,
many.
what's a dragon in this sense?
A dragon
Go-
is
a
a
gold
gold
piece.
coin. Is a-
Oh,
Yep.
I knew that.
I'll ask Lars
Oh,
how
that.
many he would like.
We'll modestly start at 20.
As you're trying to calculate it, you hear another peal of gorgeous laughter, and you're transported back to the Stonehill Inn. Mm-hmm.
God,
Those
I
are
wish I
good
knew what
times.
this was all about.
Those are good
Lars
times.
getting a little flush.
Lars,
Um,
Lars, look who it is.
Again, I ask, how many golden geese would you like to start with? I will be making my rounds once the ship sets sails, and you may come to me for more coins if you need them.
You said a golden goose was 10?
Correct.
So yeah, that's okay. 20.
I did that. Yeah, I deducted it off my sheet.
Okay, okay, I was
gave
like-
10 platinum.
There you go. Okay, so
She
20.
hands you wooden coins that have golden like Wawa symbols embossed on them.
Nice.
Are we
That's
at a
awesome.
witch?
They honestly look more like coins that you would use to like wash your car than poker chips, but they are essentially poker chips.
Larionis.
Hmm?
I want to play.
Lars will peel off 5 of the.
No. I
coin.
got this. I got
Okay.
this.
I mean,
Oh.
Salem, they've got competitive shoots and ladders right here.
Salem is gonna pull out. Salem will pull out 100 gold and to get 10.
Okay.
Lars will look at Egan, and in Elvish she'll say, "Are we through with this? Can I go to a table?"
Oh, of course. It seems that something has drawn your eye, and she kind of smiles shrewdly at you. Now go,
Yeah, he likes
move.
that. He likes the lizard lady over there.
He
Which one
does,
is it?
doesn't he?
Egan will thank her and follow as Lars
You
sprinting.
guys see like Lars basically makes a beeline for the one table.
Salem sits right down at the competitive shoots and ladders.
I will try and.
If you guys have
seeing
never
how-
gambled on shoots and ladders, don't. You're gonna
And
lose
he-
everything.
And he's gonna sit down like a human does.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, this girl, she looks over at the tapestry on the wall of 5 dogs playing 3 Dragons Ante, and she looks back at you, and she seems like stunned, like like life imitates art sort of thing.
Ah, yes.
Oh, man.
You may gaze upon my glory.
Meow.
Meow.
If I try to come up here, will anyone stop
Oh,
me?
as you approach that suit of armor, Egan, it pushes you away.
Oh.
Oh,
And just glowers at you.
That's one of the golems we met like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, right here.
yeah, they're covering the.
Yeah,
scene
this
with
guy
us, so,
leans in
yeah.
and he's like, "Yeah, man, they're all like that. You hired security?
I am. Are you?
Yeah. Is your first time?
It's my first time and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, it's pretty easy. You just stand off to the side, easy money. Don't let any of the ladies or gentlemen distract you. Keep an eye on your mark, and just while away the night. Hardest part is staying awake and staying away from the table."
I'll literally walk over and stand at the end, like the bottom of the stairs, not realizing it's absolutely an awful place to stand.
He extends a gauntleted fist to you in the forearm to forearm grasp of the Forgotten Realms. "Well met. My name's Ethan."
Well met, Ethan. My name's Egan. This
That's-
is not confusing at all.
"What are the odds?"
Oh, it's crazy. Where are you from? You from Mirabar? I'm from Sandobar.
"What?"
What?
All right. He moves over to talk to you and takes all of his own advice and throws it into the river.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right. While that's going on, do you approach the ship now, Marcus, by yourself?
Yes,
Okay.
well, with my trusty pet mink. So one thing is my bag of holding, which had all my stuff in it, all that good stuff. I imagine since Gyoza can hold on to that while he wild shapes,
Okay.
and it be on him, that'd be essentially where I store
Oh, that's hype.
all of
Okay. Okay.
Store all the magic items.
all
in
of
my
them.
bag.
in Gyoza. Yes, all I'm gonna have on me is my ring, my sword, and that's basically about it. My
Okay.
clothes.
So
where-
all
where-
of
And a
you,
pouch
all
of
of
my
you
money.
basically, all of you basically like pulled like a Lydia house Carl or whatever from like Skyrim with Gyoza, like just loaded
Yep.
him up until he was just a pile of bags, and then he turned into
Yep.
Yep.
a mink. Okay. Fair enough.
That's gonna be the loudest
Yeah.
unmaking.
Druids make for good smugglers, let me tell you.
All right.
So,
If it comes down to it, a mink uses the same stats as a weasel in Dungeons and Dragons. Just so you know. Okay.
All right.
All right. So Marcus, you approach.
yeah, I go ahead and approach. I would have an invitation, correct?
Yeah.
I was just making sure. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I was making sure. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, I'll approach. If the guards stop me, I'll inform them of who I am, Marcus Kingsley.
Oh no,
the
no.
very
They
same?
they
Okay.
see that you're a rich, like whitish, half elf noble, and they just say, "Oh, evening, sir. Beautiful night."
I'll say,
So floofy.
indeed it is. Thank you for all that you do. for
Oh,
this
sir, might I
community."
just say what a lovely sword you have there. I like the wings.
Why? Thank you. Why? Thank you. It's a family heirloom.
Okay.
And I'll continue on forward.
All right.
I'll bid them a day. A good day.
Yeah, Captain Nelvin raises a hand with his tiny miniature.
Yeah.
And he says, look, they hadn't invented Shift Z back then, okay? All right. So he raises his hand and he says, hold on. Who's this? Who we got here?
I am Marcus Kingsley, the very same who's here. I was most recently with the Baroness throughout
Oh,
town. I'm
That's some big
due with
talk.
an invitation here today. Indeed, and I'll show him my invitation.
Oh.
I'm trying to show off the whole. I'm important. I was hanging out with the Baroness earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We're on a first name basis.
Uh-huh. And the thing moves out of the way and he says, yep, well, have a great time.
You as well.
All right. As you
And, yeah,
arrive,
move on up.
Pao Ming stops you and says, hold, I must check your goods. Please go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw. I guess Weasel, make a wisdom saving throw as well. Okay. Both of you can lie. What do these do? And she says, asking you about your magic items.
The only one I'll have on with me is my sword. So I'll say it is merely a sword which may light up. It is a family heirloom of mine.
Okay. You have any intention of cheating this evening?
Nay, forego the thought.
Okay. How many golden geese do you require? 10 dragons for 1 golden geese. Golden geese are the only currency that is used inside the ship.
I'll look in my bag and I'll say, I'll just hand her a wad of gold, but it'll be 200. I'll say this much, 200.
Okay, so you get 20 golden geese. Got it.
Yes.
You hear a maybe familiar voice, probably a familiar voice. A woman says, "Huh, is that you, Larionis?"
God.
Yeah, as I'm scanning the room and I see where they are, and then I see next to Larionis, I see Valara. Instantly, like, my eyes are fixed, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, it has been forever since, Phandalin and the Stonehill Inn and, betraying our former allies and murdering gnomes. You remember, right?
Lars is just gonna look at her and he's gonna be like, "Ah, yes, that jaunty diversion."
Oh God! And remember how you're, yeah. Like, where's the druid, the redhead that I taught how to turn to a tiger? Is he here too?
Gyoza's in Yartar. Not sure where he is at the moment though. It's him in crowds and cities.
Oh. I see you're moving up in the world, and she kind of reaches out and runs a hand down your fancy tunic.
He's Lars just looks at her and he kind of leans in and
oh, you're
nice
gonna kiss me right here in front of everyone?
Oh, he's gonna totally redirect from the whisper he was gonna do, and he's gonna plant one on her.
Okay, with your mask on?
Oh yeah, that's right. Shit.
I mean, you're a rogue. You could cunning action tug it down if you wanted to.
Do it.
Don't forget you have cold undead lips.
The ultimate wingman.
Warmed by the mask.
The ultimate wingman.
Salem is having a ball playing Shoots and Ladders.
Oh yeah.
And he is super competitive about it.
No, that dice hit the floor, you re-roll it, you don't take it where it lay.
If I need to roll anything to win, just tell me.
Oh yeah, seeing what a good time you're having. Other people come to watch / join in for sure.
Yeah, but Lars will plant one on her and then kind of whisper in her ear, and he'll say, "I was always a noble lord. I was just playing."
Oh, so you were slumming it? Am I the slums?
Ooh. No, you were the bright side of that little adventure. What brings you here?
She cashes out of the table so that she could talk to you and free the table up for somebody else. They're playing 3 Dragon Ante at this table.
Lars looks almost disappointed to step away from the gambling, but he'll head to the side with her.
Do you always have an entourage now? Is this a thing?
In Elvish, Egan asks if Lars wants him to take her out.
Carrick will snap at Egan to get his attention and just sort of motion with his hands no, keep it distance. Give the boss a space.
Yeah, in Elvish, Lars will say to Egan, wander the room, watch the crowd, see what you can learn. I'll be here with my... And he'll kind of give Valario a wink, and he goes, friend.
Okay, now that there's a
Alright.
full table for competitive shoots and ladders, the game can begin in earnest. The lovely game master has explained to you how it works. Apparently, using a bullshit alignment system devised in earlier editions, you take on the role of trying to be lawful good, whatever that means. When you fail at being lawful good, you slide down a snake and end up lower on the track than you were before. Salem, give me an intelligence check real quick.
Need it to work. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, you understand this game completely and realize that there is no way, other than like blatant cheating, to get an advantage in this game. This is 100% luck based. There is no strategy to this game whatsoever. You suspect that maybe this game was designed for children. Now, there could be some strategy to the betting, but statistically, it doesn't seem like there's any way to really gain an advantage on that either. The betting involves betting on who will land on a snake first, who will land on the most snakes. IRL, it's basically like the bonus star system from Mario Party. Like it don't make no fucking sense at all for nobody.
I do not let any of the other competitors in on this valuable knowledge that I
Okay.
have gleaned.
Do you still want to participate in this game?
Absolutely.
Then you will literally just roll a d20 to see how well you did. Unless you want to somehow cheat the game. Alright, you do not win. You do not win. So... because of the low end, kind of the novice nature of the game, it only winds up costing you, let's see, 3 golden geese. Did you have any golden geese?
Yeah, I
He
brought
did.
10.
Oh, okay, so it does cost you 3 of your golden geese.
He is not happy about this.
Okay, so, but that's gonna take a little while, because I mean,
Yes.
competitive shoots and ladders could take
Oh,
a
yeah,
while.
No, like he'll even try to like intimidate people into flubbing.
Okay,
So he can.
they can't flub like shoots and ladders, but I mean,
he
I think
Remember the
he
last
does.
time Salem got into a gambling run? He did the same thing. He just fixated on a game. He didn't understand. He has a gambling problem.
No, he's gonna move on to a different table after a while.
Okay, so while Salem is doing that, let's see, Karek, what are you getting up to?
I'm keeping an eye out on things, trying to play the role of bodyguard,
Okay,
looking for threats, but I'm specifically looking for people that are paying too much interest to Marcus.
okay. Pao Ming kind of shoos you away, and she says, you, up against the wall. Bodyguards do not get open floor space. Go on. You're too brooding. You're too old. Go.
Too old.
All right. And she's just like everywhere. She's just kind of whizzing around the place, tending people. This is a big boat.
hey,
Like,
Crash.
yeah, what's up?
I like the map.
Oh, right. It's a pretty cool map. Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys make some pretty dope maps. I started backing them on Patreon, so we're gonna see more and more of their maps as we get going. But
I found them too. Yeah, I signed up on their Patreon too.
oh
I think
yeah.
I recognize.
Oh, they must be doing something right because they make like $7,000 a map. So yeah. God bless Patreon, I guess. All right. So let's see. You're gonna be doing that. Let's see. Egan, what are you doing?
I would have made my way up here if allowed, and
Okay.
done the same thing. Just kind of scanned, see who's paying attention to Marcus.
Okay.
And or Lars at this point, if that's an issue. But
So
try to get a
Marcus,
high ground view.
it looks like you're playing Eye of the Beholder.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a dice game based around trying to get lots of ones.
Sounds perfect for me.
Yeah.
Sounds like Lars would be really good at that.
Do you actually intend to play the game, or are you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
You need some geese, my friend.
Yeah, I have 20.
You got some.
All right. Basically, how this works is, it's like poker dice, but you're trying for ones. Like, you're just trying to get as many ones as you can. So, as you're, there are 3 dice rolled open in the table, and those are shared amongst all players. And then you are allowed 3 rounds of rolling. Each round, you do have to present 1 die publicly to the table. And then in the 3rd round, your remaining dice are kept secret, and you have 5 dice. So, and the goal is, of course, to have the most ones at the end.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. Can you? I'm real bad.
I mean, you don't act. We're not actually going to play this game. I'm just kind of
Gotcha,
like
okay,
explaining.
okay.
Yeah, it's basically like a dice roller, where you're doing like a communal draft off the center dice while also trying to bolster your own dice. Each round
Oh,
of
okay.
betting, you have like a better sense of what your opponent has. So there is actually an element of bluffing to this, statistic, strategy. Unlike competitive shoots and ladders, where you literally have no control over anything and it's just like dice rolls and whoever gets lucky throughout the game is the winner. This actually would bring into bear some skills. So, do you have
Yeah.
proficiency, gambling tools, dice?
I have proficiency in none of the above, but
Okay.
you know what I am proficient in? Deception and
All right.
persuasion. I can strike up a conversation and distract somebody, and then bluff.
All right, so go ahead and give me a deception check to see how you fare in this game. Before you roll it, how much are you willing to wager in this? Like, what is the most you're willing to lose? I guess is a good way to put it.
I guess up to 10
Oh wow.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh damn.
yeah.
Okay.
Go big or go home.
Wow, that's gonna draw some attention to you. Okay.
I just did a dummy round to demonstrate, and I ended up with 5 ones.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Egan was right. Apparently, I am the best at rolling ones.
Well, five ones plus the 3 that were in, that would be a perfect round.
But I'm not playing. Marcus, I bequeath
Ooh.
my rolls to you.
All right, so Marcus, let's see that deception roll. You're gonna bluff your way to success. Willing to lose up to 10 geese.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Pretty good.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. All right. Yeah. At the end, you managed to double your money. So add 10 golden geese to the geese you already have. All right. Yeah, there's definitely a commotion over here. This lady that's running a stirring game of houses and humans, like, she looks over at you and being loud and interrupting her boss's like evil speech, and she just kind of shushes you. And then everybody gets back to the game.
Houses and
Are they
humans,
playing
that's-
Dungeons and Dragons
Yeah.
over here?
No, it's houses and humans.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Nice.
All right. So, yeah, there is definitely a commotion starting about like this guy that just did so well. He won all this money and all that. Over here, these old friends, Valara kind of hears the commotion and looks over, and she says, "What is that guy, Merkel or whatever his name was?"
Merkin.
Lars is gonna kind of like clasp her hand, give it a slight squeeze, look in her eyes, and be kind of like in that telling nature and go, "No, I don't think you've ever met him. I don't recognize him myself."
All right. She's got a
That's
pretty
like
she's got a
so
pretty high
close.
intuition. Let's see. Ah, okay. Yeah, she nods at you. Oh, I see. Oh. Why are you guys here? Are you robbing this place? Is this like
No.
that one halfling play with where they robbed the casino?
Oh, the three in the river? No.
Oh,
Or
okay.
the six in the river.
I don't know. There were like too many sequels, that's for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're
No,
talking
this is-
about like Lakes 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, Lars would. He's gonna.
Are you
spill
all right? You
and-
seem like a mess.
No, I am fine.
You don't seem fine.
I'm just gonna kind of pull her in close conspiratorially, and I'm just gonna
Also,
start
you're not
whispering our.
you're not breathing. I mean, that's kind of a thing.
Oh, I kind of tilt my head at her, and I'm like, oh yeah, that happened after you. Yeah, I don't breathe anymore or eat, sleep. These are not necessary things.
Oh, did you get like a cursed magic item?
No, that was my other character. Wait, sorry. No, and he just kind of like smiles under his mouth. I die.
Oh.
Repeating.
Okay. Not something that I would normally brag about, but
And haven't stopped.
it
He
does
just
seem
kind of holds his hands out like, well, I'm still here, aren't I?
it does seem to
I
be
thought
on
just
brand
the
for
other
you
day.
though.
It is how we met.
Mm, yeah. That was rough. All right. Well, I'm just here killing time. I got so much fucking money now. And like yeah. So that staff you guys gave me, I flipped that shit for like 50,000 gold.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm just gonna look at her and I'm just be like, it's money you earned, and then I'm just gonna motion to one of the tables and I'll say, now you were playing against those people. How'd you like to wager some of that money against, maybe loudly wager, friendly competition, a loud friendly.
Against who? You?
I'll just be like twirling one of the things.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to play through Dragon Ante, we'll play through Dragon Ante. I mean, it's, I don't mind some more money. That's fine. As she walks up, you see her face kind of tear a little bit, and her jaw like opens menacingly, and you see many, many sharp teeth and a very serpent-like tongue, and she just says, "Move." And both these people leave the table.
Yikes.
Lars briefly considers going the game in this entire night's cave, getting room, but no, he'll resist that urge, and he'll take a seat next to her.
All right, Gyoza. As a mink, you watch Larionis go completely off script. Yep. Do you have anything to add or do?
Squeak, squeak.
No. Yo's is gonna take a nap.
Okay, fair enough.
Or,
He's channeling his player right now.
All right.
just to try and be inconspicuous as possible. He's just gonna try and take a nap.
Marcus, you see two people you know about to start a game of 3 Dragon Ante, and there is room for a third player. Do you stay at Eye of the Beholder, or do you move tables? Or I should probably ask Salem. Salem, you see two people you know about to play 3 Dragons Ante.
Oh no.
You have just had a disappointing run of luck It wasn't like you got a 1 and you punched your mom in the cunt at space 99 and had to ride the snake all the way back down to like space number 1. Hey, we've all been there. But you know, you kept you.
Have we?
I'm pretty sure that was one of the. I'm pretty sure that was one of the spaces. I haven't played it in a long time. There's like put the hamster in the toaster. I don't know. They were like bad. They were bad things to do. Don't make me Google what the board looks like. I'm trying to remember from my own childhood memories of what was a bad thing to do.
He had the off-brand shit.
Look. It only costs $1 at the 5 and dime. Okay.
He had
Yeah.
shooters and ladders.
All right. I had to make my own. Anyways.
Yes, I see them and I'm like, time to join.
Hey, I'm sorry, I have to interject real quick. You made a mention. I'm very sorry. I've always wondered. The 5 and dime, is that like old tiny dollar store?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So where's Salem going
Grandpa
to-
Crashgem can confirm what a 5 and dime is because he has actually shopped at one. So
Salem is gonna sit here.
okay, that is not a seat.
Oh, I guess he sits here.
Okay. All right. The guy curls and twirls that stash, and he says,
He's gonna try and sit down like a human again.
"All right. Yeah, you're getting good at this. It's very bad for your spine, but you are getting good at it.
I'm using my tail to support me.
All right.
You're right.
The guy looks over at you, and he says, Dragon Sorcerer Tabaxi. Don't get too many of those around. Hail and well met.
Yeah, you keep thinking that, buddy.
Lady Villara, you here to stomp these folk like you've been doing all night?
Hey, Snake Lady, it's me,
It's who?
the cat.
Oh, wow, you got big.
Yes.
What have they been
Also,
feeding
I'm
you?
not a cat. Sheep.
Oh god, everything.
Oh no, you didn't eat the lizard, did you?
Which one?
I don't know. I don't see him
Cricket.
around.
Cricket.
He's talking
well,
about cricket.
I did eat a lizard of
Oh.
sorts, sort
Oh.
of. It kind of got absorbed
Lars
into me.
will look at her and say, not the one you're thinking of. He's back home with his spell.
Oh. And then she kind of excuse me. She sort of like nuzzles your neck, and she's like, "He didn't eat your lizard, did he?"
That's gross. That's gross. You're a
Hey,
gross.
no kink
freak.
shaming. No kink shaming.
We are in public.
Nah, but it's public full of rich people, so I mean,
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
yeah, pretty much anything goes at this point. So
Well, if that's the case,
Oh no.
there's a green dragon that's.
wait, what are you
really
wearing? That looks familiar.
This is
he took it off and put on a bearskin.
Oh, okay. I thought we was wearing both. Okay, fair enough.
Yes. Just no. He was like, no, keep your disgusting. adventures.
Fair enough.
I will wear my bearskin pelt or
All right.
bearskin rug rather.
So, do any of the three of you have what is it called?
Gaming set cards?
Yes.
No,
I
I
do.
have gaming set dragon chess.
Okay. This does not really apply to this game. You could sub out a deception if you'd like, or if you'd like to cheat, you could try sleight of hand.
Ooh, deception or sleight of hand. Where's my deception is better. I'll use that.
So Salem's going the bluff route. I'm going for the actual. I'm going to go for the skill route. I'm assuming intelligence if you're trying to play intelligently.
Not one.
What is the attribute for?
Well, the cool
Card
thing
playing
about
cards.
cards, or about tools in general, is that if you bullshit your DM, you can pretty much apply any of the 6 ability points to it. So,
Yeah.
for example, Lars could say, "Well, I'm going to use intelligence to count the cards. I'm going to use dexterity to palm a card. I guess you couldn't really use strength. I'm going to use I'm going to use wisdom to intuit what cards my opponent has.
Paul a card through the table.
Constitution to swallow the card.
Yeah, okay. So I guess you really couldn't apply all of them, but you get the idea. So Lars,
Arcana to
Arcana.
magically appear.
No.
Magically make another card appear.
All right. So go ahead, Salem. You could do sleight of hand to cheat, or you could just use deception to see if you could kind of bluff your way through this. But you do need to give me an intelligence check first to see if you really grasp the game at all. Okay, yeah. The general sense is, and I should know more about this because I own this game in real life, but I never get a chance to play it. You're basically trying to get the most dragons. Just kind of what it comes down to. It's like a convoluted fantasy poker. So,
Bluffing my way through.
All right, Lars, pretty good. All right, dealer's gonna roll in. Dealer's rolling with a +4. Oof.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh.
Next to Lars, Salem is his spines are kind of starting to rattle, because he's competitive.
All right.
He's looking like dead at Larionus.
Okay. So the dealer's like, looks like the house wins. All right. And each of you kind of loses 2 golden geese in the process.
It's okay, I got 5 more.
Okay. Do you guys?
You gonna go again, Larionus, or are you chicken?
Oh, I'm gonna go again.
All right. Let me check in with your boys walking the beat. Egan.
I didn't actually. You're not actually a chicken. I don't think that of you.
Egan, up here at the very high up area. It's kind of dead up here a little bit. It kind of just seems like this is where people kind of go to get away from the crowd for a little bit. I guess this would be if there was a real busy night, this area would be filled up also. But this is more like the lounge area. There's 2 halflings that are, enjoying some pints. This lady right here seems like she's practicing her shuffling and stuff like that. Cards are all over the floor. These 2 employees are just kind of shooting the shit over here at the spare bar, essentially. Oh, no, wait, sorry. That is the actual bar. Yeah, so this guy's over here making drinks. This lady is taking drinks to tables, excuse me. Over here, you can see another person that is just sort of on break, hanging out at an unused table. So not a lot going on right here. You do see patrons here that are drinking and watching the games that are being played below.
Hey, Crash, quick question.
Sure.
Are we below deck? So if the wind blows, it doesn't
Right. Yeah, you are in the hull of this massive, and again, it's just like a barge, really. So it has no seaworthy ability at all. It literally leaves the dock, floats in the river, and comes back. Yeah, it's a gimmick. It's a total gimmick.
I live in a city that's funded on riverboats.
Yeah, it's a completely useless thing in every way. It's just a novelty factor because Yatar's got a bunch of boats and ships and stuff like that. So this guy Dryland thought, hey, casino plus boat, what an idea, kind of thing. And it works because people are into the aesthetic of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, that being said, there are actually more rooms and stuff in this place. I don't think we're going to need them, but, I mean, this map pack was robust. So
So while Egan's scanning the crowd and Carrick and such, and Lars lost that hand, Lars is going to, make a big show of being angry at losing the hand. And when Salem's kind of goading him as to whether or not he should keep playing, he's going to, make a show of kind of big elven
Mm-hmm.
of putting down another bet. And, like he stands up over to him, palms down like geese for another bet, and gestures like, come on, now you, kind of thing, and trying to get eyes on him to see if Carrick and Egan can spot if anyone's kind of like glances over and then quickly back directly at Marcus. If anyone who's
Okay.
surely looking.
Salem is gonna look at Larionis and be like, "Hey, shut up and calm down. Jeez,
Just
you're making a
okay.
scene."
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you this, Egan. From your vantage point, you do see that there is another gambling area over here on the way other side of the ship. And it does seem to be a much more like high stakes area. Over there, you do see a blue woman.
Oh shit!
Yeah. But when I saw her, I didn't meet them. I'm assuming that was the person that me,
that a-
the player, is assuming.
That's not a finial though.
No. It is a
But
moon. It is a
she's
moon
blue.
elf. Yeah, it is a moon elf. Or a
Oh,
drow.
shit.
But it is it is a blue-skinned, silver-haired elf. She is hanging all over this dude right here, and just blowing on his hand for luck, and like rubbing his bald head, and just flirting it up crazy like. I mean, there's flirtation going on for sure, but definitely, like almost over the top. You know what I mean?
So I would have asked. I don't think we asked what Dryland looked like. Do we know if he's in this room at all, based off of what we know?
Ooh. Well, there is a big painting of Dryland on the wall. He actually looks like this.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's octopus. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. That's Stuart, his octopus.
Stewie. Okay.
Mhm.
I would probably, if I could catch Carrick's eye, kind of point to that area up there, if he hadn't already seen it.
Okay.
And I also would have made my way around, and I probably would have ended up over there sometime, depending on kind of how long all this has taken to gamble.
Okay. Yeah. So now that you kind of got a better vantage point of the room, you start heading over there. Carrick, do you meet him halfway, sort of thing?
Sure.
Okay. Marcus, do you play another round of Eye of the Beholder?
Yeah, I'll play one more,
Okay.
but not betting as much.
All right. So what are
This
you willing?
sounds-
What are you willing to lose?
5.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me that deception check.
Oof.
Yeah. You lose that 5.
All right, well, 5 profit. Yeah, I'll cut it there and then see about getting a drink or something.
Yeah. As you go to get up, there's 2 beefy boys standing behind you. Like,
Oh, no.
sorry, 4 beefy boys if you count the 2 suits of armor.
Yeah, as I feel them as I'm getting up from my chair, I turn around, face, and flash of recognition. I'll say, "Excuse me, good sir."
Hey, do you mind? You crowded me.
Sorry.
Sir.
Is that clearly a halfling or a gnome?
No, it is a human.
Okay.
No, wait, I think it's a dwarf. Yeah.
Dwarf. Okay. I will also move away.
Okay. All right. As you bump into that armor, it pushes you away.
Probably end up there at some point.
Okay.
I'll just kind of hang out up here. I'm convinced that whatever we're looking, whomever is going to be down on,
Was there?
that's going to provide the most cash.
Carrick, as
Was
you
there a
pass
reason
this
Carrick
table right here, you do hear some strange stuff going on. Basically, they're like, so you get to the staff meeting 15 minutes late. You don't have your GPS reports with you. Your boss looks super pissed. Your insight roll tells you that he didn't have time to take a bagel shit this morning, so you know this meeting is gonna be a doozy.
What do you do?
Yeah. The players look extremely nervous. One of them's like, I'm gonna use my cell phone of food summoning to order some donuts and coffee, and the others kind of cheer him on. But then the GM's like, aha, do you have any charges left on that? Yeah. All right. So we got some shifting stuff. Marcus, you go to the bar. All right. Yeah, you can order from any of the ladies that you see running around the ship, but you kind of head up there to get some air, I guess.
Yeah. Get away from the table and just see what I can see from up here. I guess I'm curious what's going on.
All right. Yeah, as you approach, they have all manner of alcoholic beverages. They start at 1 goose and they just go up from there.
What's the fanciest thing they got for 5 goose?
Oh man. For 5 goose, they can provide to you some red dragon brandy.
Keep in mind that it's 50 gold for 1 drink.
Yep.
Yeah. The red dragon brandy has actual flakes of gold dragon scales floating in it. And you will need to do a constitution save to avoid taking fire damage on your insides.
Huh. Why would I drink that?
This lady kind of leans in and says, "Oh, you're a bold drinker and rich." And the bartender, who is a gnome wearing stilts, he says, "That's why you drink it."
And I'll toss 5 down.
All right. Yeah, he pours you a shot. It looks like hot lava with little gold flecks floating in it.
All right, let's do it. I don't have the worst.
Oh man, yeah, these 2 halflings that are just having a great time. They both place bets on whether or not you'll survive the process.
Yeah, I down it.
All right, give me a Constitution saving throw. Okay. It hurts a little, but damn, is it one of the most delicious drinks you've ever had in your entire life?
Wow.
Yeah.
That could have gone so bad.
For the next 8 hours, you have advantage to your charisma skill checks.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know, that liquid courage is making me feel up for another game.
High stakes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going to the high stakes now.
All right, so over here at Three Dragons Ante, do you guys play? Yeah, you slam down your cards. Valara, she likes the wild stallion that is Crazy Lars, and Salem, you watch her poke, prod, and fan the flames of his rowdy boyness. Gone is the dignified elven lord who walked in here. Back is the rowdy boy. Yeah, the more rowdy he is, the more she encourages him, stoking the flames of chaos.
Lars asked Salem and
Nice.
Valara if they wanted to try a high stakes game. Salem doesn't know what that means,
Oh,
unless he's talking about food.
I mean, Valara just
And-
kind of shrugs and she's like, I mean, I'm so fucking rich, I can't even try to spend all this money.
And if it is about food, Salem would say, why do they not just keep it low to the ground where everyone can reach?
So Lars will say to him, sounds good. If I need you to stake me, then I guess I'll just have to earn the.
Wait, why
Earn
would
the
you
right.
want her to stab you with a wooden stick?
Oh, because you're undead. I got you.
Sure.
Well, if you play your cards right, we could stake each other.
No, stop with the gross puns. What are you doing?
Oh, it's not a
They're
pun.
honest.
Like, yeah, I got like a strap on in my bag, so.
Salem isn't so sure he wants to go up there anymore.
All right,
In
you
fact,
think
it
about
doesn't
the
look like
nice
there's
evening
any
you
room.
could have had at the Baroness's house.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Can Salem still do that?
No, well, you could fly, so yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Flies out of
I'm leaving.
Salem's just like, things got weird. I'm out.
All right, as you guys go in here, you hear dialogue what? It's like flavor text, but apparently different. And I'm supposed to
So
read
yeah,
it.
Lars would have done a slow pass past that table as he walked by, just to see, because he's curious about this one.
Yeah, this lady
And-
is
and very
dressed. Yeah,
judgmental.
this lady is dressed all in purple. A beautiful purple gown. Lars, as a floof, you know that this gown is probably worth 500 gold. Easily. Yeah. She is wearing hell amounts of jewelry, and those tattoos, they ain't cheap. The man is dressed both gaudily and kind of blue-collary at the same time. Like a working man with money who tried to doll up for an event, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he marvels as she pulls in another stack of golden geese, and he says, "Oh, I don't know how you do it, Lady Italia. You seem to know every move before I even know it myself. Watching you game it's an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure." And she titters a bit, and then he says, now I gotta find another table. I'm running out of geese already, and I gotta find a way to squander what's left of them. And she kind of smiles at him and says, "Oh, you do that, Lord Hubert. Until next time." And he sort of gets up and kind of walks away. "Oh, excuse me.
Lars will take his seat
Okay.
and motion for Valar to find a seat on the other side of the table. Maybe the same way she did. Unless they'll do a table at the end.
There's true.
And in Espruar, he's going to turn to the elf lady next to him, and he's just going to say, essentially in Elven, he'll basically say, like, greetings, sister. What brings you to the
She kind of looks at you, and she answers back. No need to be so fancy. I'm living my life, the best one yet. There's just something about this city. Timora has blessed it, and I'm just here to bask in the afterglow of those blessings. What
Lars
brings
will motion.
you here, great one?
Lars motions to Valara, and an old friend who seems to be especially blessed by Timor this night. And then he'll kind of look to the dealer and say, "What's our buy-in?"
Oh, this guy says, these are high stakes tables. You're gonna have to drop quite a bit. The buy-in at this table is 15 geese.
Lars reaches into his pouch as though, counting out from a much larger pile than he really has. And he puts his only 15 geese on the table.
Okay. Yeah, Valara kind of like raises an eyebrow and nods. She's like, "Oh, you are doing all right for yourself, I guess."
Fortune's been kind.
All right. This lady walks over here and says, "Sir, you can have that seat if you'd like."
Oh no, no, thank you. I'm just watching.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So, as Lariona says, you're sitting down at the table. Marcus, you're sitting down at the table as well?
Yeah, I want to go to this high stakes table.
Okay.
And, buy in here. I'm feeling confident after that.
Sure. Yeah, so over here, it's just more Three Dragons ante. It's going on over there. but the much higher stakes. So it is 15 geese buy-in at this table.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Okay.
And
Alright.
noticing this man standing here, I assume who is.
He looks exactly like the guy in the
Yeah.
painting.
Yeah.
All right. The dealer says, all right, table is full. Let us begin. And he starts dealing out cards or whatever. This guy right here, he looks over at you and he's like, you look familiar.
I'll say Kingsley. Marcus Kingsley. and I'll nod to the octopus and I'll motion to my mink around my man of taste.
Yes. Animals, they bring out the best in us, don't they?
Indeed. When I first met this fellow, I don't know what I'd do without them now.
So, playing some cards. What's the deal? And the cards are kind of being dealt out, and the bluffing's happening and all that. The octopus just sort of languidly kind of sits there.
Yeah, I mentioned to Lord Dryland. I asked him, like, "You're Lord Dryland, correct? Do you own this place? Is that right?"
Well, I mean, yeah, I do, but I mean, I love it so much I can't stay away. So
I completely understand. I was mesmerized when I saw it.
yeah, it's my pride and joy.
I'm just with my
We're renovating below decks. It's gonna be a hotel. Go all night out on the river.
You don't say.
Mm-hmm. I do say.
That would definitely get you quite the pretty penny. People wanting to reserve spot.
At this point, it's not about money. It's about doing what I can for Yartar.
Agreed. And
I was inspired by the work they do over at the Lantern Light. I knew that we needed to elevate the tourism industry of Yartar to the next level, right? We don't have
this guy campaigning.
We don't have the coast, like Waterdeep and Neverwinter. We're landlocked in here. We've got the river. That's the source of our life's blood. But we could do a lot more. All right.
Yartar has like a river walk, sort of like they got stores.
Oh,
lined
yeah,
along
yeah.
the rivers and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. With like gondolas and all that good stuff, right?
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess I'll drop a hint that I was invited here into town at the behest of Baroness, and I just heard that how great this. I've seen for myself now how great this beautiful town is, and I'm suddenly just overtaken with the idea of wanting to become a part of that even more so now.
And you feel that the Baroness is the quickest way to do that? Oh, I mean, people talk, that's all. People talk.
Oh, well, I suppose I am a little bit new here to town, I guess you could say. So maybe a little bit behind on the information. However, from what I heard, the Baroness has achieved a great many things.
Meh. I mean, she's rode the waves created by better men before her. She just does a good job of marketing it.
And I take it you stand to make significant change ahead of that, not just ride along from the past.
Well, I have ideas. I have ideas for the city, sure. But, let's play cards. Let's play cards.
Let's.
All right. So as you guys are playing cards, Lady Atalia seems interested in what you have to say, Larianos, but also distracted. She keeps looking over at Marcus. You know this guy over there? She says, in common.
I'll kind of peer at him as if trying to get a better look. Say, this was the Baroness's latest arm candy, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
Some wealthy, noble outsider, I guess. You know, outside wealth. So, of course, she's interested. And he says it almost dismissively, like he's answering her question, but he's not particularly invested in this conversation. He's like, well, and this part of this is genuine, like more focused on the cards, and the game, and everything.
Fair enough. All right, go ahead and give me each table. We'll start with Marcus at your table. Go ahead and give me a roll to see how you go. How much are you willing to lose beyond the 15 that you had to put down?
The extra 5. And I'm wanting to see if I can work out. Is there any deception in this at all?
Oh, yeah, you could definitely use deception.
Okay.
If you'd like to use deception to see if it could bolster your card playing skills, you can. Or, I mean, honestly, proficiency is proficiency. So if you're using charisma, you would have advantage anyways off of your, yeah. So yeah, you could definitely use deception to do this.
Alrighty. Then I'll just go ahead and roll that.
Okay.
Off the ball to folding.
A 15.
15's pretty good. Let's see what we got here, though. Let's see. Dealer. Alright. Let's see. Dwarf. Oof. Mustachio. Alright. And then we got Octopus Dude. Alright, so the dwarf takes it. Okay.
I hit a +7. Okay, interesting. Yeah, dwarf took it. Wow.
Alright. Dwarf's pretty happy with himself. Over here, Atalia kind of says, "Oh, he lost all his money." Alright, so over here at your guys' table, go ahead and give me the appropriate check. How much are you willing to lose, Larionis?
I only have.
Okay.
So
that would definitely
as
impede your ability. Yeah, that will impede your winnings for sure. But yeah.
As I'm playing and kind of nonchalantly, table talking, and when she says that about Marcus, Lars will dismissively, again, like he just doesn't really care about this part of the conversation. He'll just say something to the effect of I guess the rich half breed will have to leave the ship. And then I'll play my game, proceeding that
Okay.
out alone. So I surprisingly I have proficiency. Other than proficiency bonus, I'm not very good at cards. I am not going to try and cheat at a high stakes table.
Okay.
Actually, fuck that. Lars is going to try and cheat at a high stakes table. I'm going to use Dex.
Okay. So this would be sleight of hand or your tool proficiency with dexterity.
I believe that they are
the same, right?
Oh no, my proficiency will be. I'm going to do it with the tool proficiency.
Okay.
Using dexterity.
All right.
And I'm going to ham this up. If I get caught, I'm going to make it seem like he did it that he got caught on purpose to play it up for boy persona. But he's going to hope.
Okay. All right. That's pretty good. Even if you don't win, it's unlikely they would have caught you cheating. So, all right, here you go. Oof.
Oh, fuck.
Lady Italia doing good.
Damn!
All
Wow.
right. Valara, the dealer,
Damn.
and then random elf lady. All right. Italia sort of chuckles a bit and pulls in all that money. All right. Because you rolled so high, you do not lose all of your money. You know, but it's. Oh wait, you do because your buy-in was 15, right? So yeah.
My
Okay.
buy-in was, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's it.
you are broke. All right. So do you kind of bow out from the table or?
That will depend on Valara. I'm gonna lean in, and
Uh-oh.
I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna suggest
Does my
that
little
perhaps-
lizard need a sugar mama?
From across as Salem is leaving. Gross.
Yeah, she kind of like puts her big pouty lips out, and you could kind of see like the Yuan-Ti feature where like her face could split open real wide and swallow things whole. Just moving just a little bit, like one of the signs that she's not a human. And she's just like kind of making kissy faces at you, and she kind of grabs your cheeks. She's like, "How many golden gifts does my little baby lizard need?
Salem
Cause this mama is so fucking rich now, boy."
Salem's spine's just shudder as he's leaving.
All right. Yeah, Pao Ming sees you by the door, and she says, What is wrong? You need to go outside? You need bathroom?
What?
You're
what?
making face by door. Everything okay?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just very uncomfortable.
What? Are you uncomfortable? Here, go get drink. Go get drink.
No, I want to leave.
Here, drink on the house. And she's gonna give you, she's gonna give you like a free golden goose. She says, Go on.
I don't understand what's happening.
No, you have fun. You must have fun. Go.
What? Can I insight check this lady?
Yeah, sure.
What the heck is going on here?
I swear to God, I have worked this floor manager before.
Yeah, no, I have.
Yeah, like this is a whirlwind. It's a green whirlwind. She just starts like shooing you towards the bar.
No, wait, where's the bar? Where even is the bar?
Go. Keep going. Go on. No one is unhappy. Go. You're having a great time.
How did I get here?
Go up there.
You're having a good time.
Sounds like my mother-in-law.
All right. The gnome on stilts. He says, "Yeah, I got something for you, buddy." And
I swear to God, if you give me a glass of milk, I'll punch you.
It's a cement mixer.
he very slowly starts putting the milk down. And I was gonna get you a white hobgoblin. Is that all right?
The heck is that?
Oh, it's like milk and liqueur.
Oh, yeah, sure, that's fine.
A little bit of vodka.
It's a
What
black
is-
hog
What is all
goblin
that?
of milk.
I don't know all these words you're
All right,
saying.
so yeah, they get you something. Give me a Constitution save there.
A Constitution save?
Yeah.
Oh, nope, that was not a saving throw, but it's a 1 nonetheless.
Okay. Yeah, you are magic cat wasted. So.
Yeah.
Great.
Magic cat waste, you say. Let me just go look at my.
All right,
status.
Lady Italia just Lady Italia just rolls her eyes at the Larionis Valar exchange, and she heads over to Marcus, and she says, "Hey, I think the table over there is ripe for the picking." And the dwarf says, "Thank you, Lady Italia. Hey, time to conquer another."
Lars will send a meaningful look towards Egan, and kind of like the whole like, I look at your eyes, Egan. I stare a hole in the back of Lady Italia. I look in your eyes. I stare a hole in the back of her. You should
Does
look at
Egan
her.
understand that?
Give me an insight check. Egan, give me a performance check, Larionis. Okay, yeah, I mean, Yeah, he gets the meaning. Yeah.
Right.
I couldn't help but notice how terrible you are at cards. My name's Italia. It's nice to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you as well.
Alright,
Yes, cards aren't my forte.
Go ahead and give me a deception check real quick so that you could hide your innate distrust of blue-skinned women. Alright.
Well, 15.
Yeah, she kind of like raises like an eyebrow, and she's like, "Is there something wrong?"
No, I just had a fairly strong drink.
Oh, okay. What was it, if I might ask?
What was it called again?
Red Dragon something.
Yeah, the Red Dragon.
The Red Dragon Brandy. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say that.
you are loaded. Okay.
Don't forget you got a 15 because you got it for 8 hours.
So what was the name again? I think I might have missed it.
It would be Kingsley. Marcus Kingsley.
Is that a name I should know? I feel like there's a Kingsley mining company out of Neverwinter.
Relatives.
Oh, okay. So you decided Neverwinter was no good, and you decided to what? Come to Yartar? You on business or pleasure?
Well, I suppose a little bit of both now. I came here at the invitation of a dear friend, and just indulging, I suppose, tonight in what the town has.
Well, the town has a lot of gambling. Are you okay to keep going, or maybe I could buy you a drink? Or both?
Well, I was actually just thinking of going to get some more geese. And, I mean, I won't say no to a drink, I suppose.
Okay, so you guys kind of walk and talk for a little bit. Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna like pointedly look at Carrick as they start, or like towards the bar.
I'll just sort of give him a subtle nod, like go on, follow.
Okay. She asks you as you are going, and she catches one of the ladies running past to order drinks. If you play Sava.
Can I roll like a history to see if I
sure,
recognize
yeah.
It sounds
What
like
is
the
it?
one that you played back in Yartar.
Yeah,
before.
Sava is drow chess.
Oh, I hate that game. But, yeah, I do know it. I have played it before.
Oh, such passion. I take it your luck with Sava is about as good as your luck at high stakes cards?
You see, I thrive in situations that rely a little bit more on mere wit.
Oh, I see. So you're into bluffing then?
To put it mildly.
Then how about we play some Incubus?
Sure, I don't know what that is. Let me
Great.
roll a history for that.
Okay.
It's called
Well,
foreshadowing.
sound good? Yeah,
That's what
or
I-
yeah.
It
Yeah, tell me
is essentially the Forgotten Realms equivalent of blackjack.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. They don't have a high stakes game of that, but you.
Which is good because you only got like 5 gold left.
All right.
5 goose.
Do you hit up Pao Ming for more money?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You got 5. You got 5 remaining.
No,
Right.
I have none left. So I'm
had-
gonna cash in another.
Why is your weasel so talky? Huh? Do you need geese?
I have none left, Yosa. I'm gonna cash in another 9, 10, 11, 12 for now.
Well, you had
We'll just say 10. We'll just say 10 for now.
you had 5 left because you had 25.
Druid, role play, please.
Oh yeah, I do have 5 left. Yeah,
At-
you're right.
At this point,
You would see that.
the weasel goes into your pocket and starts
Yeah.
throwing the fucking coins in your face.
I'll say, thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't
And
you
coming
cheat
up
with
a
don't
name.
you cheat with this weasel. Don't you cheat.
Oh no, absolutely not. Just a little bit to drink.
All right, she kind of gently slaps your face, and then hands you your coins and goes to check on other people. All right, she goes up
And
to
they
this
don't
guy and
think
says,
I'm
"You're too
bad."
rowdy. Nope, time out for you. Come on."
I pet the mink. I now name Gerald.
Okay.
Gerald is his name.
Yeah, Lady Italia seems really into everything that you're doing. You haven't found an elf lady this into you since Sister Giraffe. So, like, this is... you can roll an insight check, though, if you'd like.
I would love to. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure her name was actually Sister Gazelle.
Oh God. Alright,
Yeah, it's legit. Like, this could be... it could be love. It could be love.
well, the dice have decided.
All right. Larionis, back at the high stakes table, funded by your sugar mama. Do you keep gambling?
If she agrees to the proposal that I put in chat, then absolutely.
All right. It covers that Lars will repay the favor. An elf that doesn't need to breathe could do. Oh wow. Yeah. Oh yeah. She lets out bawdy laughter. And pounds her fist against the table. And says, "And I can show you all the new wild shapes I picked up."
Salem,
Uh-huh.
even though drunk,
Take that, Gyoza.
still shivers.
All right, so you guys play a hand. At this point, when you have a rich girlfriend, you don't have to worry about winning and losing because everything just works out for you. At least that's what I've
And
heard
I'm-
from people with rich girlfriends.
It's true.
Okay.
I've heard that too.
We have an expert in the house.
All right. Bodyguards. Is there anything? Why don't Egan? You've been watching this pretty close. Why don't you give me an insight check?
Yeah.
And Carrick as well.
And Gerald.
Oh yeah. All right. And Geralt's the white minx.
Yes. Very exotic white mink.
Okay. Gyoza
I
and
got
Carrick. This woman is enchanting. And it's pretty obvious that she's not responsible for any of the young viral no, viral's not the right word I'm looking for.
Viral.
Virile, thank you, men
Yes,
that have gone missing. Obviously,
Oh,
has nothing to do with that.
Possibly viral also. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Egan, this woman is totally hunting Marcus. But you can't believe that the others cannot see through this this very thin deception.
I could even be questioning what I'm recognizing as actual because I don't know why people don't understand this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Obviously they must.
Lars knew he was Egan, like, but Lars is distracted. He's, as far as he's concerned, he drew Egan's attention, and now Lars can spend his night with fire.
Typical.
All right.
If Carrick even looks over my direction, I'll try to insinuate that I would like him over towards my direction.
Okay.
Infer even.
Yeah, this lady sees you and she comes up and she says, "Yes, did you need me for something?"
Oh no, sorry. I have a tick. I have a tick. Oh, thank you though.
Where? And she kind of starts like messing with your hair.
No, I have a disorder. It's nothing. It's nothing. And then I'll like start stuttering.
Oh, do you need a drink?
Oh no, no, thank you. It just makes it worse.
Okay. And she kind of heads off.
I appreciate it though. Thank you.
All right. So, as the evening goes along, you get the general feel for what happens on, Casino Barge. Lady Italia is essentially rolling to seduce here, Marcus. She would very much
Okay.
like you to walk her home when you get back to the port, to the docks. Are you amenable to that idea, or?
If I can. So, we came here with the intention of understanding that this sort of stuff happens to people associated with the Baroness.
Correct.
That would sort of click, but there would be a doubt in my mind after inciting her, I suppose.
Sure,
that, hey,
sure.
maybe this is legit. So, I would be, obviously keeping.
I mean, yeah,
tabs with,
it's a
individuals.
delicate blend, and it's your call. It's a delicate blend of metagame knowledge, game knowledge, and RNGesus. You're mixing
Yeah.
a cocktail of how Marcus would respond to all this. I'm not going to be like
Yeah.
some draconian DM that's like, you have to believe her because you did
no,
terrible on
yeah.
your insight. Yeah, like it's
No, yeah.
but whatever direction you feel it should go in.
Yeah, there's a pretense there that I understand. That
Oh,
stuff is
totally. Yeah,
happening,
yeah,
but
yeah. You
he's
came into
not
this
like-
whole situation with a purpose and eyes open. So, like, as
Yeah.
flattering as she is, there's still going to be that you got a decent wisdom score. You've got wisdom as a primary save. Like, it's not hard to
Yeah.
kind of piece together like this lady's being super nice to you. On the day that it was revealed that you are the new buddy of the Baroness.
Yeah, but I'll go along with walking her back. Yeah, absolutely. With the hope that that's not the case here.
Okay.
That'll be for sure. Yeah.
Fair enough.
We're gonna
But
get you.
I'll give a visual cue or something to Egan or whoever's watching closely. Whatnot.
Turns out she's actually
Out of
interested in
sight.
you, and we end up
Over.
jumping her.
Oh my god.
So, are there any other things that you were hoping to accomplish on the Riverboat Casino? Otherwise, we would just it would be a montage of drinking, gambling, flirting, and if you are Carrick and Egan, being very stressed. Or if you are Salem, being super grossed out.
Oh no,
Hey, John.
I'm trying to make some of that money back.
I think that probably the tipping point for Salem is when she starts like telling him that she is going to eat him alive, and the way she says
no,
you're not
no.
sure what she means.
Crash.
Yeah,
You said he was cat drunk.
yeah.
So he's sitting here and he's like, and I can do something called life transference. And I can heal them by giving them part of me. But they don't think it's cool at all.
Aw,
I
this
I-
guy goes up and he's like, "Hey, I think you're cool. Come here," and he just starts ruffling your flaming mane.
Yeah, he just starts crying into him.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay, so quick question. You were saying that Larionis' lady friend will eat him. Is that Salem response, or is that me, or is that Carrick response?
Well, Carrick, go ahead and give me an insight check for starters.
All right. Let's see how that.
You have no idea if she is being sexy / romantic, or if she literally intends to eat your friend.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Lars.
But
does
either
have
way, Lars seems to be into it.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
There is one thing mission that Lars does want to try to do before we go into montage,
Okay.
and that is just while chatting with the people at the table, he's going to mention that he was told that an acquaintance of mine told me to try to send a message to a friend of his named Timothy. known to frequent the barge, and I'm just wondering if here this night.
Oh, wait, someone's actually doing the job they were hired to do? Holy shit. Hold on. I got notes just in case that happens.
He was like,
Oh,
I wasn't
jeez.
expecting this.
Yeah, this dwarf right here, he says, "Oh, Timothy. Yeah, I remember Timothy. He comes around all the time, or at least he used to.
He's not here this night.
Salzburg, right?
Yeah.
Oh
He's
yeah,
in the-
you know. He had the biggest crush on my friend Natalia.
Oh, indeed.
Oh yeah, he would follow her around the casino like a little puppy,
And Lars is gonna look at me.
which is a bit
Timothy.
scandalous since he was also sleeping with the Baroness.
You don't say.
I do say.
They all do say.
Okay, did I catch that conversation, or was that?
Oh yeah. You are the brooding bodyguard. That is like, what the hell happened to my cool foreign prince? Like, what the hell's going on here? But yeah.
But I think I is it safe to say I can put two and two together?
Oh.
With that comment.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I can immediately look over and Marcus.
Yeah, as you
and,
look over, you see Lady Italia is holding Marcus's hands in her hand, and their eyes are locked, and they are sharing beautiful elven laughter over their winnings.
Wait, I win?
I mean,
That's all
at the game of
In the
love,
montage.
sure.
Oh, well, I want to win some actual money, though. Before
Sure.
Yeah, she invited me to a game, so.
Oh, okay. Give me how much are you willing to lose, and give me a deception check.
I'm looking to get it all back.
Okay. Oh wow.
I'm starting with 10.
Okay.
Some bad money after more bad money.
Willing to lose 10. Damn, that's really
Ooh,
good.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Give me that 10. Give me that 10.
Here we go. This is for Italia. Oh, she does terrible. All right.
Yes.
Dealer. Terrible. Okay. Other schmucks at the table.
Ooh, close.
All right. Yeah. This other half elf, he kind of looks over at you and he's like, good game. Good game. You had me there. You had me. Maybe you're the incubus. And then everybody lets out some sort of, awkward laughter.
Yeah, I let out a hearty laugh, and then I look over to Talia and I give her a wink.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, with that roll, you just add 30 to your inventory.
Shouldn't the 14 have won because the 22 and the 23 busted?
I got 30. Jesus Christ, I won more than I started with. Okay,
Alright.
I'm done.
Lady Italia looks at you and says, "Oh, I guess Timora has found favor in this champion of the cards, or we just found a game that's suited to you."
I think it may be the latter.
I
No
have
telling
to
what my
ask.
secret.
I have to ask, Kingsley. Are your intentions pure, or are you deceiving me?
Well, at the game, I can't say I didn't, but it's all part of it. Is that not?
Interesting. All right. So,
However, I will tell her, but I don't mind, not in the slightest, giving you a nice walk home. And we can see maybe where the rest of this night takes us. Can I buy you a drink? Motioning with the rest of the 45 coins I now have in my pocket.
yeah, Pao Ming gives you a pat on the back and says, "Good job. You're not a loser anymore." And then she kind of rushes past you. Apparently, there's a commotion in the high stakes area. An elf and a Yuan-Ti have knocked all the cards and chips off the table and are attacking each other.
Huh.
No, dude, don't do this. Let's stop. We have back room. Here, I take you to back room. Come on. All right. So the rest of the evening plays out, and when you return to the docks, it is very late at night, about 1 in the morning or so. And yeah, you guys will, I guess, tail Marcus as he walks Lady Italia home. Is that the plan?
Yes.
As best we're able, yeah.
Okay.
After
I don't know
vital
if
step.
Marionis is joining us. He might be otherwise engaged.
Oh no. See, this is after the vital step.
It only took 2
Discovering
minutes.
where Milan is actually. Oh. Ouch.
It was a slow
where
burn.
where she's staying, so I could after. But yeah.
Oh no, she's like, what? I'm going with you. If you're going on some late night adventure, I'm going with you.
Well, Lars is like super stoked that. Like, oh, this is great. Just like a fucking teenager. All right, baby, let's go.
All right. Sadly, we are at / overtime. So as you guys arrive back on the shore, of Yartar, or at least the docks district, Operation Tail Marcus as he is walked home by mysterious purple woman, will be underway. Does that sound about right?
Did any of you guys bother to go collect a sad
I was about to
crying
say, we need
Salem?
Oh.
I don't think they
That's. I unfortunately can't.
Oh,
Otherwise
well,
I-
yeah. As
No.
you guys go to get him, this guy says, listen, I don't know what a life transference is, but maybe in the morning you could kind of let him know that you appreciate it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
if I don't
Which one
finish
goes
the
to grab
quest.
Salem? Because depending on who's grabbing him, it's going to be a different response.
I think Lars will give him a couple of head scratches and kind of.
Okay, so Lars is
Oh.
getting Salem?
Yeah,
You're not
Yeah.
sending one of your lackeys
are
to do
you
it?
walking up there to collect him?
No, Salem. Lars has a soft spot for Salem. He's gonna go get him.
Do you want me to carry him for you, my little lizard?
That was disturbing because the tiefling guy is still up on my screen.
Oh. No, yeah.
Whoa,
She
way too friendly, too fast, man.
all right, she turns into a giant ape. And she goes to pick you up, Salem.
Banish.
Oh shit. Also, Crash, you gotta. It's too soon. Too soon for a giant ape.
He's drunk. He
Yeah,
doesn't
it
know
kinda
what's going
is.
on.
15, does it make it?
Yep, it did.
Okay.
She's
All right.
Banish.
She ooks at you in a soothing manner.
I don't know what it's saying.
Lars will tell her he likes his belly rubbed.
Okay. The giant ape is rubbing your belly.
Well, I'm drunk, so let's see what happens. I fall asleep.
All right.
Aww, so
As
sweet.
as she leaves, Lady Italia leans to you, Marcus, and says, "That woman is 100% trash."
You mean that the ape lady?
Yeah. She's been in here a lot lately, and she is a garbage.
Oh,
She does
Lars
have a
is-
funny look to her now that you say it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
All right. On that note, I will take you guys back to the dashboard, and we will pick this up next week. Okay, slightly more complicated way to get the sword, but I'm digging it.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
This is pretty interesting.
I'm sorry, Crash. I think we could have been a little bit more direct, but I had to play the part of a No,
Oh
I'm
no,
kidding.
I like it.
Sorry.
I thought maybe it was gonna be like a GTA 5-star situation where you just like ran up to the guard captain in the middle of like his his job and just like shank him in the throat, grab the sword, and start running.
What I was gonna do?
that was actually Plan C.
Yeah.
Here,
I
I'll
was
put
actually
this blue
intending-
lady down with your other blue ladies that you've collected so far.
Yeah,
Nothing suspicious there at all.
absolutely not.
All right.
Yeah, no. I was actually expecting to for you to be the okay with the clairvoyant banishment and just catch him off guard and banish him while he's asleep or some shit like that.
Oh, I mean, you could have
just
still
make the
banished
man
him real quick, yeah. But remember, banish is cool in combat, but out of combat, it's only like a minute, which really
Yeah.
doesn't give, realistically, doesn't really give you a lot of time to do anything other than get ready for them to come back. Against outsiders, if you maintain it for the full minute, then they're banished back to their home plane. But against regular people, yeah. So.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But so that we can handle the whole situation and whatnot.
Yeah. Plus, you learned a little bit more about the realms, which is always nice. A little lore building and stuff. So, and having the leader of a wealthy merchant city happy with you is never a bad idea. So.
True.
No, I quite
No,
enjoyed
but
it.
you could have dug a little on that as far as like his own.
Yeah. Plus,
I turned a profit.
plus there was a nice callback too to the Lost Mines. So there you go.
Yeah. Marcus, that profit you turned is really just offsetting the loss I had.
Now
You're right.
it's you could keep the chips if you want, or you can cash them in for their cash value before you leave with how many.
Oh yeah, I'd be cashing them out.
Okay.
Before we take off.
Salem's too drunk to remember. Yeah, he's asleep at this point
All right.
from the belly rubs.
Oh man.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. And is there anything going on with West Marches tomorrow?
No, that's next Saturday.
That's next Saturday. Okay. I guess there's nothing going on tomorrow. Man. Well, I'm going to a pug meetup, so that's something. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
pug meetup.
Pugs are so friendly to other pugs that they have meetups where you just bring like 50 pugs together and they all love each other. And it's just like a big room of like snorting. And
I'm
Yeah.
doing something similar
like
tomorrow. with
no
myself.
other breed of dog that I've ever seen just instinctively loves other members of its breed like pugs do. It honest to God supports the theory that they might just be aliens, like Men in Black style, because
I got a legit question. Does your pug ever get confuse a loaf of bread for another pug?
yes, she confuses everything for things that they're not, because she is very nearsighted. So probably because we, bred her to have giant frog eyeballs that are popping out of her skull.
Yep.
No, she is the sweetest though. This dog, every night before bed, she puts a milk bone on my chest.
No.
In case I get hungry in my sleep, I have a milk bone to eat. And if I'm like, when I go to leave the computer room or whatever, there's a milk bone left outside the door for me in case
so
I didn't have enough of
Aw.
a snack. Yeah, it's the most thoughtful animal I have ever seen. Yeah,
That's
Nice.
beautiful.
yeah.
Hey, I didn't
My
see
my
you get
cat
a milk bone
sometimes
today.
covers her
Here's
poop.
one. Sometimes.
All right.
This session was good foreshadowing. I actually have a poker game tomorrow night.
Oh, all right. Well,
Hopefully, I do better than Lars did.
hopefully your ex-girlfriend isn't there when you walk in, or maybe hopefully she is.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of relationship you have with your ex-girlfriends.
I want to eat you alive.
Well,
Maybe a pig.
I mean, you want?
Hey, whatever you're into.
Yeah.
It depends on which ex-girlfriend we're talking about.
maybe she'll be like, "Hey, I'll spot you. You just gotta do me a favor after."
Or you'll get a sugar mama.
And she covers your mouth to see if you can actually breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I guess
all
if you guys want the context, Lars the Lost Mine of Phandelver group, they were really into trying to 5-star the module. So they were doing every conceivable side quest they could find besides the actual Lost Mine, which you may have noticed a similar behavior in this campaign.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They took so long that Gundren Rockseeker hired another adventuring party to do the dungeon instead. And when they found out about that, they got so butthurt that they were like, no, wait just a second here. And they were like, as soon as we finish this last side quest, we're going to give the other adventuring party a piece of our mind. And on their way back from said side quest, they found, laying nearly dead in a field north of Phandalin, Larionis with his throat slit. So that sort of set the pace for Larionis' whole career. And
he was originally in their party.
He was originally in the other adventuring party, the Havoc Hawks. They even had like merchandise. And the Havoc Hawks, are they the Blood Hawks? They were the Blood Hawks.
No, it was the Havoc Hawks.
It was the Havoc Hawks. Yeah.
Before you continue, there's just one key thing that also set the tone for this whole character. When we were deciding my background and the whole relationship with Valara, I decided that why don't I let the dice decide whether or not Lars thought that this was just a fling or not, and I rolled a 1 on my insight, and I was convinced that she was my soulmate, and that she was head over heels in love with me, and that this was the one.
So
because my first dice roll of the entire campaign was a 1.
Which means if you haven't caught on yet, all of his major decisions have been either Crash say, hey, you can dice roll, or you can just have this, and he always goes with the dice roll.
Yep.
Always.
Always.
Are you sure you should be going poker?
So the Havoc Hawks were planning to take the money from the dwarves and from Phandalin, and then double cross the people by offering to work for whoever was, in charge of the dungeon that they were going to, which is this guy called the Black Spider or whatever. So Larionis, who is an elf and, kind of old school elf racist, was like, Black Spider's a drow. I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. Also, we told the town we're going to do this. We're not going to double cross him. So they stabbed him, slit his throat, and left him for dead in a field.
Now, Valara only participated out of fear for her own life, guys, because...
Yep, that's what she told him, and he rolled a 1 on his insight. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, look at her. You
not
could
a malicious person at all.
Yeah, you could tell that this is a good person and that she would never have betrayed him. So, yeah. So later on, they go into the mine and they run into her and the other adventurers who are trying to kill them. And she tells Larionis the sob story about how she had to go along with their plan or she would have been killed. But she was so happy that he was still alive. And now they could be together and they could turn everything around. And he rolled another insight check and I think he got a 3 or something. And then he was just, yeah. And so he's like, no one hurt her. I love her. And so she was like, okay, I guess I will help you kill my teammates so that you don't kill me. And that's exactly what happened. And then at the very end of the dungeon, no. She after that, she said, I'll help you take on the Black Spider. All I want in exchange is his staff. And then the party was like, that sounds fair. And then they kill him, and she took the staff, and she left. And then she sold the staff for 50,000 gold.
Yeah.
She left me her blanket, though.
She did. And you've had it this whole time, and you occasionally smell it.
Just gave that to Salem to wrap around his junk?
Hold on. So here's the thing. That demonstrates my growth. The mission is what mattered until I saw her.
Look at her with like,
because I'm honoring the 1 I rolled at the start of the campaign.
You can't say I'm grown as a person because I gave a thing to one of my teammates, and then you immediately go all teenager on it. Already teenager. That
Here's
does
what.
not demonstrate growth. That demonstrates a lack of
I have to ask Carrick
self-awareness.
and Egan, who were not there for all these events, how awkward was it to have him flip from like secret agent elf noble to that?
If I say it seemed pretty natural, is that like a slap in the face? That kind of feels like what happens most of the time.
I was just gonna say it's like I finally get Lars with his head on straight, and then Valara comes back and do it. This is just nothing. Poor Lars. But
I'm
here's
the highlight of the night for me is the second you see her Crash going, "Oh, does that throw a wrench in your plans tonight?"
oh yeah. The tone of Crash's voice in that moment.
It's like, okay.
Like you knew.
Because I've seen him use that token art in the other, like on the Sunday campaign for like rando people in like a bar. So I was like, oh, maybe he populated this thing and sorry, Crash, I should have known better. We're like, maybe Crash forgot that he used that one. No, he didn't. But hey, you know what? I think real life. I'm now.
For you.
Yes, there it is. In real life, I'm a professional. I work at for the federal government.
Sure,
I've got a
sure.
really high-end job. If one of my exes, certain ones, there's maybe 2 in my life that could have that same effect on me that Valara has on Lars. No matter how much personal or professional growth I make, there's just those people in your past.
No, I get that. You have those people in your lives, but you can't make the claim of I'm growing.
No, I'm getting better.
Yeah, the only reason she's not dead and isn't here, like Marcus was straight up like, let's just kill her.
I
Like, in his
remember.
head. He went straight up sociopath, and he killed like 2 of them instantly.
Yeah.
Or no, one of them. He killed one of them instantly.
You fake CPR'd the guy.
Yeah,
I convinced them to let me resuscitate him. Instead,
And
I
he-
snapped his neck when they walked away. So he wouldn't get in the way. I was like, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, that was Salem?
Gnome. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was in the first one.
Salem was
This
cat.
was also when Salem died the first time.
When
Yeah.
you were
Yes.
when you were cooked alive by a fireball, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Salem died before me.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
Salem had no fur at one point because they brought him back after
That's
he had been
right.
killed by a fireball, so he switched his token out for like a hairless Egyptian cat. Yeah.
And-
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right.
This is like just like an Ocean's 11 movie where it's like, oh, the X is involved in the plan now.
Yep,
Oh, it's all gone to shit.
Yeah. And then I was like, "Do you have your shit together, man?" And you were like, "Don't blow my cover." Like, okay, fine, I won't break cover. And then just like I stand there and painfully watch. Like, cover is part of the plan. I don't understand. I'm
Well,
not dramatic or like positioned in this situation to do anything about it.
No, this is 2 things I love about that. One is like at least Lars at different times still kind of got his head in the game momentarily. But 2, I just love how because for everyone else in the game, so Carrick and I play on the Sunday game where was playing a literally insane character. So I was like, oh, this is good. He can actually see me play and role play like a smooth, like I'm diplomatic.
Hasn't happened yet.
I know how to role play. Then it's like, oh, Valara, okay, yeah. I will never Crash. You're gonna make sure that there's no player in your games that knows that I can role play.
No, it'll happen eventually. What you gotta do is you gotta trim the clip where you were acting like the Elven Noble from the time you arrived at the docks to the time you walked in the front door of the casino. Like that was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's your
Oh,
proof.
and my meeting with the hand, I think, was good.
Yeah. See, you got some proof of concepts tonight.
There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Okay, everyone,
Yeah.
just watch the first hour and 23 minutes and 14 seconds. Do not go further than that.
Well, you realize, having said the statement where you did, it has 0 impact.
All right, I'm gonna get some sleep so I can drive to this pug meet up in the morning. So,
That honestly sounds
Enjoy
so
your fun,
amazing.
yeah.
I'm so jealous for you.
Alrighty, Crash.
all right, night everybody.
Good night,
night.
Crash.
Good night.
man.